It's Joe Compagni here.
I'm Morgan Mulhorn.
Dave Alfano here. Cole Crosby here.
Hey guys, it's Carl Torsha from Christian Brothers Academy.
This is Jennifer Comfort.
Jim Lambert from NJ Milesfoot here.
Hey guys, congratulations from Mercer County, New Jersey on the 200th episode. Keep up the great work. Looking forward to 200 more.
Hey guys, congrats on 200 episodes. You guys are invaluable to the track and field and cross country community. And I'm just so honored to have been a part of even a couple of those episodes. Can't wait to see what you guys have in store next and looking forward to seeing you get to 300.
And I'm here to wish one of my all-time favorite podcasts, Talking in Ovals, a big congrats on their 200th.
Congratulations on your 200th episode. That's awesome. This is
Hey, David and Alex. Such a great show you guys have, bringing in people from all aspects of our sport that we all love so much. Thank you for letting Gun Running be one of those episodes. Wish you guys many more.
I wanted to say congratulations on making it to 200 episodes. What you guys are doing is incredible. It's good for the sport. Keep up the great work.
200 episodes is a big deal. Now here's the challenge. 200 at least more. Congratulations, guys. You do an awesome job.
I wanted to take a second and congratulate you on your 200th episode. I love watching the show. I wish you 200 more incredibly successful episodes.
Big shout out to you guys on reaching your 200th episode of Talking in Ovals. Your passion, knowledge, and dedication to track and field and cross country have made the podcast a must listen to for athletes, coaches, and fans. Thanks for everything you do for our sport.
To Dave and Alex, thank you guys so much for what you guys do for the running community, not only in New Jersey, but really around the world with the people you guys interview and the figures you guys talk to on a regular basis.
But just wanted to say thanks so much. And congratulations again on a 200th episode.
Gentlemen, congratulations on 200 shows. That's amazing. Really appreciate all that you do for the running community.
One last thing, don't ever change those iconic 1980s video game graphics and soundtrack to open the show. They are straight fire. Bang! Congrats, boys.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone was able to hear that. I was looking at that and I didn't know if the audio, did you guys hear it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Good.
It was great.
Good. I was looking at it and it was kind of like going through weird. And I was like, oh, I don't know if it's going through. But the miracles of audio, you guys heard. As long as you guys heard it, that means everyone.
Oh, it was great. Thank you to everyone who sent in the videos and to all of our past guests. We are nothing without you guys. And we are just appreciate the fact that you guys tune in and listen. And it's great seeing some of you when I'm at track meets or just in passing by. And thank you.
And and I do have to start it open the way I do with every episode, though. Running fans, jumping fans, stowing fans, all around athletics fans, welcome to the 200th episode of Talking in Ovals. It is July 28th, 2026. And it dawned on me, guys, 200 episode means about 4 years.
Yeah.
That's insane.
We started at the Worlds in 2021, I think, or 2022.
It's crazy. Lyle, you picked a great time to join the team because we do plan on going for 200 plus more. As long as you guys are willing to come and do this with me, I will be happy to continue to be back. But everybody, we appreciate you. Like Dave said, everyone that watches every single week, or even if you just catch one episode because it's your friend or your family member, that means a ton to us as well. If you like what you have heard in the past, you like what you see today, smash that like button, subscribe, whether it's X, Facebook, YouTube, Kick, or Twitch. Please make sure to go do that and spread the word. That is the biggest way that we will grow, is for you people to go out, for everyone to go out and just say, hey, if you like track, go watch this show. They interview not just pros, not just college, not just high school, but coaches and people that lay tracks down and people that just run facilities, because we just want to talk to anyone and everyone. So,
and guys, don't be afraid to leave a comment. Tell us what your favorite episode was, and just just chat with us. Let's go. This is a celebratory show. Let's have some fun.
And so what we're going to be doing today is, outside of celebrating, which we will get to, Dave and I will probably be fighting a lot, because we're going to start off by going over nationals. Then we're going to run down top fives. And I think this is going to get interesting because Dave and I have been a part of every single episode. Lyle's been a part of a handful of them, but I think it's going to be fun to get Lyle's perspective on what his top 5 favorite moments or episodes
First of all,
were.
that was an impossible task.
Oh, I quite literally,
Impossible.
I'm looking down at my notes right now and I counted it. I had 30 episodes that I selected and I had to take 5 out of the 30. And that was tough as well, narrowing it down.
I had 199 episodes that we had to choose from. And they were all really, really hard to try to break it down. So you'll hear my answer.
I eliminated a few of ours when it was just like me and you. I'm like, hey, schlubs.
Actually, those are all gone. The ones that just me and you. Episode number 1 is not winning. Episode number 1 is not winning any prizes.
Episode number 1 was bad. Like we had no idea what we were doing. We were just like, hey, we're nerds.
Hey, we like track. How's it going?
You got to start somewhere.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's always fun. So let's jump right into the nitty gritty. So
let's do it.
We had USATF Nationals this past weekend, and I have to say, it looked pretty good. There were some days where the fans were waning a little bit, but that's
great.
And that's tough because Icahn only holds 5,000 people. So
weekend was great.
You're hoping that you're going to get more. In USATF fashion, they only showed you some on TV. If you want to watch the 10Ks, you had to go on their stupid paid streaming service on USA.
Not even on a streaming service that most people already have. Like, no. We're not going to put it on FlowTrack. It's not going to go on Peacock where the rest of the meet is, which you already have to pay for. We're going to put it on USATF.tv or some nonsense that nobody has.
Yeah. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. None of these you shouldn't have to pay for any of these.
Agreed.
All of this should be free. You want to promote the sport? This part should be free here.
Well, and anyone, if you ask me, anyone who preaches growing the sport in any way, shape, or form, who advocates for subscription services or excessive subscription services,
right.
you're not growing the sport.
Right. Like if every meet was on one service, like say, all right, you get FlowTrack, you get every meet. You don't have to worry about Peacock or Runner Space or whatever other streaming service there is for meets. If they're all in one place, I could get behind that more. But when I think I spend $40 a month just to have the ability to maybe watch some track meets.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right. This is the problem. It's a little excessive. And, like my son watches it's like this anime subscription. It's like
Crunchyroll. I know all about it. Crunchyroll. Yep, I'm an anime guy.
It's a fraction of the cost of some of these things,
Yeah. And the thing is too, it's like you could tell your son he doesn't need Crunchyroll anymore. All of the streaming services have anime, and you can watch whichever the hell one you want. Okay, but anyway, not for me to get.
I'm sure that's what our fans really care about.
You'd be surprised how many distance runners know exactly what I'm talking about.
I have no idea.
Track me.
So
let's get on to the meet.
Yep. Let's jump right into it. So we're going to go over basically most of the finals, and we'll chit chat about what went on. So right from the get-go, we're going to start here. The women's 10K was the first track final, and I apologize to all of my field people. You'll see Hammer, you'll see some over here. I am not intelligent enough on throwing events. Lyle, I don't know if your expertise lies in throwing events. Ours does not. So we are not going to be covering you guys as much, and we apologize.
We will be covering some of them, though.
Well, I'll tell you what. I have not. I don't have a lot of knowledge in the throwing events, or
right.
A little bit in the the jumps but
I know what is good. I just don't know.
It's funny. The more I've been paying attention to things, because I've been paying more attention since getting more closely involved with you guys. I feel like I need to educate myself and start to pay more attention to some of this stuff, because they're tremendous athletes and they're great fun to watch. So, I will make a commitment to pay more attention to that.
I know high school throws pretty well. Pros, I know what's good, what isn't good, but in terms of like the up and comers, no. I mean, I obviously know those who have been around for a while. Like I know who Joe Kovacs is,
and for me too, it's like, since we've had some people that compete at nationals on this show, I'll pay attention to those events more. We'll get to one of our guests. But we had 2 other guests in the field events, Matt Ludwig competed in the pole vault again. And Elena Bruckner, I think, took 5th in
the
the shot put or disc. Was it disc? Yeah, discus.
Yeah.
So we've had, so it does force me to pay attention a little bit more too.
Yeah,
because
which is great.
when you know the people, it certainly helps. And
Yeah,
we want to have more. We would love to have more field event people on the show.
Absolutely.
Because it educates us more and also they need to get rid of meters. That's the biggest problem. Like the mile's the biggest distance race. So force feet upon the world. Like, I don't care. Like, let me understand it. It's all about me. Has people not realized this yet on the show? It is all about Alex. But real quick, WCB guy 1 saying the USATF CEO makes $2 million a year too, which is also embarrassing.
Right.
I'm sorry that one of the biggest sports in the world, the CEO of the United States Track Federation, only makes $2 million. Like, to be like, if you're looking at it, it's not a good number for someone running a major sports organization.
Yeah, I don't think Adam Silver would go for that.
No, Adam Silver, Roger Goodell, none of them. It's like
not even Dana White.
Yeah, no. So it's like, well, on the for us in track, it's an outrage that he makes $2 million, right? Because most of our athletes are making nothing. When you look at the grand scheme, he can't walk into the same rooms that those other CEOs walk into, or those other
they don't know who he is.
No, they have no idea.
Here's the question:
Siegel? We know.
I don't even know who
no
he
one
is.
else does. So
I know that it used to be Craig Masback years ago.
That's right.
You're going back. But so let's jump right into it. So we're going to start with the high school events because the men's and women's 10K were high school events. Let's go to the results here because this is a crux. And like I said, Lyle, this is where me and Dave are going to argue. So we had Sydney Vaught won. In 33-36-0, Katie Izzo took second, 33-36. I can't say her last name. Ali Bakalski took third. Now, one of the big problems with this meet is no one was there. You had very few actual contenders there in the distance side. And even on the sprint side, outside of like Noah Shikari, and there wasn't no Gabby Thomas. So there was some discrepancy. But in these events in particular, Dave, we got into it via text. And I will say...
Well, I have to say I had no knowledge of the women's 10K. We were more talking about the men. But it's the same argument.
It's the same argument that all of these women should be uninvited to Worlds or Olympic trials. Because if you're going to go out and run this is embarrassing.
There goes about 30 people that will never be on our show.
I don't care. It's paltry. When they go, listen, these women went out and look at that 5:53 for a mile.
It was not fast, but when did we lose sense of an unpaced race? They are racing. Yes, it's strategy. This is for the U.S. National Championship. Now, does this U.S. Nationals mean as much as most years? No, because there are no Worlds and there's no Olympics. So it was a weird year. You didn't get a lot of people there, and I'm sure it meant more to them to win than to take the pace because it wasn't going to be a fast race. So, hey, I have a chance here with people not here to win a national title. I'm not going to be the person who just takes it. I'm going to be the one who sits back and gives myself the best chance to win. I have no problems with it. I think we just have pacer and time trial fatigue because that's all that we see all the time is everybody just trying to run as fast as they can. This was a good old-fashioned national championship. Let's race. Is it slower than I would have liked? Yes, I do think that they could do this same strategy while also going faster because that would eliminate a lot more people. But this is the route that they chose. And, we didn't lose any fans over this because it was at 9:00 at night on USATF.tv. So nobody was watching anyway. So I have no issues with it.
The 10,000 is always a hard sell that way to non-fans.
You're not gaining fans from
10K.
The
10,000 is advanced fandom for distance runners, right?
Yes.
They're in American TV, you're going to break away 4 times for commercials during a race like that, maybe more. And so, that's a problem. I have no problem with, and I'm going to lean on Dave's side a little bit on this one. I have no particular problem with a sit and kick race. I have no particular problem with what you might call championship racing from the old days. But this is really slow.
It is.
It's both. This is really slow. And I think in the Olympics and the World Championships, they have an honest effort rule, don't they? Where if
I don't
it's
know. Central won in 350, so maybe they don't. He won a 15 and 350. So it's like, I don't know if they have it on his.
Listen, no shade on the women here, but I do think your argument holds more on the men's side because you did have a lot more known bigger names in the men's, like Drew Bosley, Woody Kincaid, Grant Fisher, like people
Grant
that
Fisher.
like, so I think I don't mind it as much on the women's side because I do think that they were just generally trying to win that championship. I think some of these men could have taken it harder, but like,
and
maybe they're like,
I have no problem with it, but I think Grant Fisher, probably put himself in that second place position.
Sure.
Because he didn't take it out.
Of course,
You know?
but
And
I
sometimes
think
you gotta be,
Grant Fisher also got a great tempo run in, and he didn't have to kill himself.
But here's the thing, Dave.
Over in
I
freaking
don't
Europe.
care about Grant Fisher's training at a national meet. I want to see Grant Fisher. If I'm paying to see Grant Fisher, I want to see a 27-minute 10K. I do not want to see a 30-minute 10K from Grant Fisher. That would be like going to go watch LeBron James play, and he gives me 8 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. That is what Grant Fisher gave as a star.
You will see those 27, 26s from Grant Fisher, just not in this meet because it didn't have to be. It didn't matter.
Which, here's the thing, and here's my biggest problem, and I think this is where I'm starting to fade away from like the diehard tracky. I dislike cowardice. And this, to me, championship racing is a lot of cowardice. Because here's the thing, Woody Kincaid is a fantastic runner.
Yeah.
Drew Bosley's a very good runner. There is no universe that either of them should sniff Grant Fisher in a 10K.
Agreed.
So the fact that even on a tempo run, arguably our greatest American distance runner of all time couldn't get it done is a problem. And it's a problem in this sport. Now, if it was an honest effort, if they went out, here's the thing, if they go out and they run semi-slow and they go and they run 28 low and Woody beats them in a 28 low, okay, they're racing. That's running, okay? You're getting into that 28, 30, 28 range, even if it's a little slow early. Dave, they went out in 16 flats.
I know it was.
I don't disagree with you, Alex. And
I don't. But
I don't know how you
listen.
You force them to go faster than they want to go in any given.
Yes, you can.
Without a pacer. You know?
They might have all just talked prior and said, "Listen, last half, let's go."
You set a standard. That's how you do it. You set a standard, and if you do not hit that standard, you are penalized for another national meet. It is real easy. You don't get invited back. Like we need to be stricter there, right? Because you can't rest a certain number of days unless you're injured in other sports and things like that. They had a rest day. This 10K was a rest day for most of these gentlemen.
But here's the issue I have. Most people watching this race at that time of night or going back to watch it later probably have more of a mindset like, oh, it's just a 10K race. Like, we're not gaining any new fans in the sport from a 10K.
That's where I will argue.
You're never going to gain fans at 10K.
Hell yeah, you can.
People want to watch sprints. Listen, people who watch 10K are people who are distance runners who have been running their whole life.
So explain to me, how does golf have fans? How does NASCAR have fans? How does tennis have fans? They are, on their face, fairly boring sports. NASCAR is a 200 plus mile, 500 mile race in one loop.
Honestly don't know how people watch NASCAR.
They sell it, Dave. They don't have people like us. If NASCAR, if those guys aren't racing as hard as they can, trying to go as fast as they can at all time,
that is a machine. These are human beings. It's completely different. Like they press on a gas pedal. They're not exerting. I mean, yes, I'm sure it's a lot,
for
but they're
250 miles, sitting in a 100 plus mile box, going
You're
an
still
inch away
not
from
worried
each other.
about like does your hamstring hurt or
yes, they are, Dave.
But not.
No, here's the thing.
Breath.
This is you not understanding auto racing.
They're not counting on their. Okay, yes, but it's a way different. It's way different. They're not
they're on a degree angle on the turn. They have to battle with the wheel that is stiff.
I understand it is not an easy process. It's not the same as running a 10K.
It's because we accept this type of crap. That is why no one's going to want to watch. Because we accept this type of stuff at our national. How are we going to tell somebody?
It's always been this way at nationals.
So why? So we should just accept it?
It's just there are no pacers. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be just, hey, who has the best strategy? Who has yes. Should Grant Fisher of won this race? Yes, I'm sure Grant Fisher's angry at himself.
Get flack for this, major flack and criticism for taking second. It shouldn't be, well, he just got a good tempo in. I can't wait until the Olympics. No, it should be Grant Fisher lost, and he might be a sham because in the international races, he's not winning.
It's not easy to. There's one winner.
Of course, agreed. And it should
He's
be Grant
breaking
Fisher.
every American record. Grant Fisher, it's hard to beat everybody. I don't know. I didn't have a problem with it, but we need to move on to other.
We do.
events.
Lyle, I'll let you have the last word.
I appreciate both sides, but I don't want to be too diplomatic because I have no problem with run and gun in the last couple of laps. I would like to see it a bit faster because it doesn't seem, and I would like to see a few more of the big guns in the race. I mean, I think that's probably the bigger problem is there's some of these
they had even less
didn't have the fields they should have had because it's an off year, and why is
and again, you need to penalize these athletes.
As an off year, I don't know.
The athletes that don't show up in off years shouldn't be invited in on years. I'm sorry, unless you're injured, don't come back because if you don't want to represent,
they have things like in golf and some of their rules.
It's so egregious.
Why is that egregious, Dave?
Changed recently, where they used to be required. If you want to have full membership in the PGA Tour, you have to play 20 events, 22 events, whatever.
But you don't have to play well every single round.
But you got to show up,
and you got to give your best effort. Here's what's egregious, Dave, that we have national championships that don't matter. That's egregious in any sport. When you could say there's a national championship that doesn't matter.
Well, if someone's in their training cycle and they've already won like an Olympic gold or a world title, no, this meet probably was not high on their list to travel to New York. If who knows where they're from, when they could make more money. See, that's the issue. There's not incentive to come here. That you can make more money going to Europe in one diamond league than you could probably make for winning this meet.
I agree with that. That the money's a problem.
Yeah, but that's a big problem in the
there's no incentive.
Professional.
But I think Lyle's onto showing up, and I think if you don't show up on an off year, then you shouldn't be invited on an on year. Because that you should be there on an off year, even if you run like crap.
There's
your
so many
name was
factors.
in the
There's
hat.
so many factors.
We allow, again, I've said it before, and we've had pros on the show, and I would say it to them. We are in the most babied and pampered sport with pros that make no money. Okay,
yet they are running faster than we've ever seen.
Still making no money. So it's like, what are we doing?
Yes, well, effort and money is two different things. It shouldn't be, but it is.
So let's move on to a woman who did show up, thankfully.
She did.
Sha'Carri Richardson in the 100, 10.77, hell of a time.
Wasn't close.
Looked awesome. And there were some good women in this field. Tamari Davis, Anavia Battle. You had some names in this field that you had to go by. Again, not star-studded. Melissa Jefferson Wooden didn't race.
Right,
Yeah, you didn't have a TT Terry, who I think is going through some stuff off the track right now.
It's going to be interesting when they all meet up in Diamond League because Julian Alfred is running out of her mind.
Alfred's running great. Yep. But
Jefferson's looked fantastic. So it's going to be fun if they all meet up because, there is that one final meet that they're having this year, which is kind of like the world. It's like, I think it's the last Diamond League meet or so. That's like a championship style race. So, but I believe you have to qualify for that by doing other Diamond Leagues.
So on to arguably the most impressive race of the meet right here, the men's 100. We had names here. We had Noah Lyles, Ronnie Baker, Kung Fu Kenny, Christian Coleman, Courtney Lindsay, a lot of who's who here. And they showed up, they showed out. Noah Lyles, say what you want about him. I am going to criticize him later in the 200, but in the 100, he matched his PR.
No, listen, he broke his PR in the prelims and then matched it in the final. So, that was the first time he's ever run 2 9.7s ever. And they were on the same, right? Wasn't it semis and finals on the same day?
Yeah, they did semifinals on the same day.
So, listen, he definitely showed maybe he's not in like more of an endurance shape because his twos didn't look well, but he
pretended to be injured. I'll criticize him for that later. But
no, he said afterwards, I'm not injured. I just cramped up. So his interview, he wasn't making any excuses. So
he didn't cramp up. He just saw himself losing. But we'll talk about that.
Wait, hold on. I have to give Alex credit here. I have a text from Corey Anon. It says Alex is speaking facts right now. I hate that the top athletes were outright skipping USAs.
Yeah.
Corey, leave a comment. So put me there too as well.
He's not home, so
if he could text you, he can be on there. I don't care if he's with family. I don't care if he's on a date. I don't care what he's doing. This show is more important. It's 200, damn it. But so
Yeah.
Christian Coleman, should we be concerned that he's not in the mix really anymore? Start is still the best in the world.
I mean, listen, you had what? I mean, 6 guys under 10, 5. I mean, that's a pretty hot race.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Christian Coleman is arguably he is what he is. I mean, he's a great starter. I think as he ages, that strength of his will, kind of decline. He was never great second half of the race. I honestly thought Kenny was going to be closer to
Noah. What's it going to take for Kung Fu Kenny to beat Noah in a big?
I don't know if I just think Noah's just better.
Yeah, and and I think it's a mental thing at this point for Kenny, where when Noah's there, it's a big meet because he's talented as hell, and Ronnie inching him out. It's a good meet for Ronnie Baker. Ronnie Baker's usually in these finals, but isn't one of the podium getters. I'm happy he finally got a podium after being final after final, and he's a guy, a 988. He's someone that we could see next year qualify for Worlds. Be exciting to maybe have a different name at least running at Worlds there, and so we'll see. But this was arguably the race of the meet for me because you had the stars were there, they showed up, they raced, they ran well. So, but all right, so on to the next one, the women's 400, not the fastest, but and again, names. There was a good race. Alexis Holmes was there, and they had some names, not the biggest names in the world.
Brianna White.
Yeah, Brianna White was there.
I mean,
but Aaliyah Butler
I am
takes the win,
surprised
49.9.
that there was only 2 under 50, but not everybody was there.
Yeah,
I have a quick side. Remember how Allison Felix said she was coming back this year? Has anybody seen any results of her running at all?
I haven't.
Or
I'm surprised she just didn't come train at this meet. Apparently, that's acceptable to train at nationals.
Or what she said, or was it that she was coming back to try to be ready for the Olympics? I'm not sure.
I think she announced the Olympics. I'd imagine she's going to try and make a Worlds.
I would think next year. I would think
I think she might try to make Worlds to see
this year to get ready. Yeah,
but again, Father Time
fun.
is undefeated, so it's going to catch up with her. And I mean, if she's running a 51, why bother?
Right.
I mean, if she can't break 50, Sid will be back. I think Sid really wants that 400 meter title. You still have Paulino over, in other countries. You have there's plenty of women that are available. Femke decides she wants to drop down just to rub some people's noses in it. She could still run a fast 4. We saw Keely Hodgkinson flirting with it, running a 51. So, I mean, she's a Father Time is missing with Allison. So, we'll see. But so this race, good. Now, fine race. Happy for Aaliyah there. Again, nothing to call home about, which is sad. But again, I'm critical. I want all the runs, and it was great conditions too. I think that's what pisses me off with some of these. The conditions were really good.
There was some wind, more so on Saturday, I think. But it wasn't bad.
So let's go to the men's 400. Chris Bailey getting the win, 44.39. McCrae 44.41. Demarius Smith 44.54. I think the one thing I was impressed with this is that every single person was sub 46 here, and that's a pretty good result in general. I thought Chris Bailey would go into the 43s though. I did feel like he looked like he had that ability in the race, but good times. Nothing to call home about. Chris Bailey's capable of more. I think we just know that Bailey is capable of more, but locked in, got the championship. That's just fine. Yeah, absolutely. So we're moving on here. The women's steeplechase. Now, admittedly, I didn't get a chance to watch this.
I didn't watch either steeple,
but again, not overly impressive. I mean, 9:12 is a good time, not a great time. 9:17, but we as ladies in the steeple have struggled in getting the truly
it was cool seeing
time women.
It was cool seeing that 7th place finish.
Emma coming back.
Yeah,
watching Emma
Coburn was nice because she's been out, she's been hurt. She was
right
in it till about a lap and a half to go. So
listen, when I think of U.S. steeplechase, I think of Emma Coburn and Evan Yeager. Like those are the
Kenny Rooks, baby. Kenny Rooks.
Well, I mean, I'm saying, but like from when I really started getting into the sport, those are the main 2 that I could think of that were kind of like our biggest assets.
I won't go back to Henry Marsh.
No. I mean, I'm definitely.
That's turning the clock back.
Evan Yeager was the closest one to get to a damn near 8 flat, right? He was competing on the international stage, and we haven't seen that before.
Well, it just seems because like he and Emma both kind of ended in with injuries, and
Evan's hair will always be legendary, though. We will never forget watching American Thor run around the track. But we'll move on to the men's steeplechase, and a name was missing. Kenneth Rooks. I have no idea about Kenneth Rooks' health or anything like that.
Not sure.
But he is someone I'd like to see here because, again, an 8:13, fast, but not impressive. And I guess that's a little bit pulling hairs because there was a time in American steeple where we were like, oh, they got close to 8:10. That's awesome, right?
Agreed.
But we're at a different stage now. You mentioned it, Dave. We're running faster than ever. We are at a different stage in American track and field, and an 8:13 at Nationals isn't great. It was nice to see the 3 guys break away eventually, but you're going to hear, I'm very critical of this meet because I expect more even on an off year Nationals, because I think our depth is good enough to expect more.
Right.
But I'm just, we're as deep as we've ever been as a country. And I just still feel like our depth guys and girls should run better. So
well, I think you're right, but this is another example, sort of compared to the 10,000. It was a nice race.
Yeah, it's acceptable time.
It was a good race because they ran a competitive time, not lighting the world on fire, but
it was honest.
Time. And 3 guys coming down the stretch, diving at the line, tumbling over the line. It's exciting for the fans. It was a good race.
It's the equivalent of what they did in the 10K if these guys ran out and ran at 8:45, right? Like that would be watching them run 8:45 or 8:30.
Well, no, I agree, and I don't know how to light a match under them in the 10,000 that way because they went out in a jog, and it's like, really? I mean, come on, it's a little disappointing.
They're grown men and women. Sometimes you have to be mean.
You may be familiar with this, Alex. I don't know. There's an old story about Joe DiMaggio. Right, Joe DiMaggio was playing center field for the Yankees, and it was late in the season, and the pennant was won. It was all done. They were going to the World Series, and he goes and kind of a line drive-ish to center field. He reaches out and shoestrings it, catches the ball, tumbles, falls, the whole bit. Spectacular catch, runs in, and one of his teammates says, "Joe, there's nothing at stake here. Why are you risking getting injured? Why are you doing this?" And he said, up in the stands today, there's some kid with his dad watching me play for the first time. He's never seen me play before, and he came here to see me play.
Yep.
That's why I did it.
That's how Prefontaine was too.
That's kind of what we need. And again, I'll tell a Prefontaine story. 72 in the 5,000 in the Olympics. It goes out slow. It's just dragging. It's a typical championship race. And sort of towards the end, Pre takes it and starts running it and trying to steal it from the front. Yep. And the race was too slow, and they all went by him in the end. But to this day, it's still thought of as one of the most heroic races ever run.
Yes, it was.
And it was a hell of a lot of fun to watch.
Listen, but
there's some balance there to be struck, right?
There is, but there's different. Like it's like these guys are on like money and sponsors. Like Pre was all amateur. Like he was just running for, like there were no other outside things that were trying to influence him here and there. I'm not
but
saying
here's the thing with Pre though. At trials, he ran a world lead, and he would have ran away from Lasse Viren. I don't know if he would have, because Lasse Viren I think was the superior runner at that time. But time wise,
he certainly
time wise. If you're comparing just the times from that season, Prefontaine would have ran away if he would have ran anything close to his national record that he ran at Nationals. Again, but what a surprise. He ran a national record at Nationals in the 5K. They used to do that at times.
From time to time,
Let's move on.
It would have been a race I'd like to see,
Let's move on.
So let's move. Dave's getting mad at me now. Let's go on to another race I'm going to be critical of. The men's 1500. Nathan Green gets to win in Matty Centrowitz's time.
How can you
Vincent
that was one of the most exciting races that I've seen.
This was Oregon slowing down to let everybody catch up and run a 400 meter. Again, you have guys over here. How many 350s, 351s?
It was a great race.
High school nationals. I don't want to watch high school nationals.
Dude, that was a phenomenal race.
Dave, I went out in 68 seconds when I ran a 431.
Okay.
The pro should not be doing this. This is something that we need. 2:15 at the 8. Like
It's
that is embarrassing.
Yeah.
There's no other way about it.
I don't mind in these races. If this was a Diamond League, I'd be livid. But it's a different meet. It's a different goal. It's a different, like, nobody wants to be the person who goes and takes it and gets walked down. Like,
And that's the
you know what?
problem.
And they all have egos too. So hey, I got the best kick. I got the best kick. It's like it's I kind of liked it because it was everyone just everything that they had. No one was holding them back the last 400 meters. I thought it was great.
They're not 400-meter runners.
I understand, but
no
it was
one wants to watch a bunch of slow 400-meter runners run a 400.
Fun to watch.
Here's the thing. Every single distance runner there, men and women, should sign a ball drop contract before they get into these things. You have balls today. Are you going to compete? Okay? Because this sucked. It sucked. This isn't fun to watch.
Look at those times. Look how close they are. How is that not fun to watch?
Because 350 is a slow time.
Yeah, but there's 8 guys at 350. That's phenomenal. I was like, oh my God. Like,
and if you look at all their PRs, you're looking at 338, 339,
So you would rather have someone be way out in front and win it easy and be boring? Like, this was exciting.
Was Mo Farah boring?
He never won until the last 200 meters.
Mo Farah. Wait, did you watch the same double I did when he ran away from everyone in the 5 and 10K at the Olympics?
But on the last lap?
No, he gapped everyone in the 10K early. At 5K, he went.
I got to watch that again.
Yeah, Mo Farah. So here's the thing. And have you ever been bored watching Jakob Ingebrigtsen take the field out? No. No one's bored watching excellence.
Because that's what those meets are for. That's the purpose of those meets. This is a different purpose.
Okay, but Dave, take the layman watching this. If Vinny Chietti decided, I just want to go out and I just want to get my PR today, and he goes and he runs a 335, rips it, everyone is lost. You know what we're going to be talking about? Man, Vinny's coming. Vinny's coming. What a great race. He looked awesome. Everyone thought, and we are going to be celebrating him running a fast time, even if everyone else ran a 340. We're not going to be going, man, that was boring. No, we're going to be going, they raced, they went after it. He was braver.
I look at it for the meet though. Like this is par for the course for the meet, and I don't mind it. If this was Diamond League, I'd be like, what the hell are we doing? But it's not.
I'm just looking at it from how to gain fans, and I want them to watch our best people in the country.
You'll get more fans with a race like that.
No, you won't.
With a finish like that, are you kidding me? People want to see exciting, not someone win by 15 seconds. I think you'll get more fans if you showed that race because there were 10 guys. No, what? The whole field was there with a lap to go. The last 200 meters, everyone kept changing spaces.
Lyle, I'll give you the last word. I'll give you the last word real quick, but I'll say this. I have gotten more people that I have sat down to watch track and field when these slow races come out. Look at me and go, why does it look like they're running so slow?
Show them this race, though. They're like, wow.
No, in this race, why does it look like they're running so slow?
You can't be a human and not think that this race was exciting.
Well, again, this is it's a championship race, right? The winning is more important in their minds than running fast.
Of course.
I get it. I get that. But, you're looking at these guys. I'm just looking. Liam Murphy ran 5th. This is last I looked, he's a 332 guy.
He is. He had the NCAA record.
And probably faster than fitter than that now.
Sure.
So, I think not everything has to be a world record attempt. Not everything needs pace lights. Not everything needs all that. But there's got to be a way to make it competitive, more competitive in pace.
Do I think they could have had this
when it's a little bit fat here? Because what happens is they go out and they jog for 3 laps, versus a race that's a bit faster, a sub 4 race or a 4-minute flat race, and then they can all run it, they could all win it, but they're moving and they're looking around and they're checking each other and they're touching a hip and just trying to kind of determine their space and where they are in the field. And that's a much more exciting race, I think.
I agree. I do think that they could have accomplished this at a 340.
Yeah.
With the
they're all fit enough to run a 340.
They're all fit, all of them. Everybody in the field.
I'm saying. So that's point. But in terms of it being exciting, it was the last
the finish was exciking.
But the race wasn't exciting. The race was boring.
The whole race was like, okay, what's happening now?
No.
And here's the thing.
Because I was like, all right, it's gonna. I was anticipating the last lap.
Here's a suggestion that I want to give to all meets. they should have an official just there with a red card. And every athlete at that meet needs to know where they need to be at 400 for the finals, for the big racers. Everyone else, if it's a massive meet like Valentine, who cares, right? But for that final seeded race, you need to know where you need to be at 4, 8, 12, finish whatever, right? Finish whatever. If you're not at a certain spot by then and you get a red card, you get pulled off the track. You're not doing your job. You're not a pro at this point. A 350 is not a pro.
Just trying to picture what that would look like.
It would never happen.
That might be entertaining. Just
they do it in the race walk. In the race walk, if an
happen.
individual, if they yellow card them if they have both feet off the ground at the same time, because in race walking,
That's a
you need to have
technical-
both on the ground at all
but
times.
that's a technical. They don't get red carded because they're going too slow. They're
But
freaking
they
walking.
should hear. They should hear because these again. This is not a good time. Yes, an exciting finish to watch guys run a 48-second 400. Nobody cares about men running a 48-second 400.
They're not even running that fast, but
No, exactly. Who wants to watch a slow 400? I don't want to watch a fast mile. That I think that's where we differ. And again, I agree with Lyle. It doesn't need to be 330. It doesn't need to be 320s.
It doesn't need to be crazy, but it needs to be competitive, you know. And
yeah, give me high 330s.
Is there a way to put, primers in and say, like, look, if you run, X, if you run X time, you earn X more money. I don't know, whatever it is. They do this in bike racing all the time, where they
the different shirts.
You have intermediate sprints over the course of a long race.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know if that would work in a championship meet, but it's kind of an interesting idea to me.
I think I like my cards idea. You need to know, and it doesn't need to be a crazy thing though either. It's like if you're not going through the first 460 flat, here's your card. You're all these guys here are sub 4 milers, right? Get off the track.
Does it seem to you guys that and maybe this is, I don't know if this is popular or unpopular, but maybe does it seem like actually taking the national title in a year like this doesn't matter as much to any of them?
I mean, it matters to some guys for their contracts. It really does. For some of them with their contracts, it does matter big time.
If it mattered, then Cole would have been there. Yard would have been there. Like,
I just mean for some of these lower, like for a Nathan Green, for a Vinny Chiatti, for these guys, it matters for them.
For those guys, yes. But our top guys in the distance, like I said, they're going to get way more out of going over to Europe. It sucks, but it's the reality of it than they would running in this meet.
But to Lyle's point, if you make these off-year nationals matter for the on-year, then they have to show up. That's the thing. You have to make being there at minimum matter. I want to get to Corey's comment real quick right here. Corey Anon saying the top athletes in the world who skipped this meet and were healthy and had no other conflicts shouldn't complain about the sport not growing or making enough money. NYC is a major venue. And Corey also came back and said, shout out to Noah Lyle, Sha'Carri Richardson, Cooper, Nikki Hilt, Kenny B, and so many others who showed up. Melissa for the 200, Tara Davis Woodall, and everything like that. I forgot to include this.
Yeah.
I have to include this right here because this is near and dear to me. Miss Lauren Harris here is a Marist alumni, and this is her 7th national title in the different events, and she blew everyone's doors off here. She was great at Marist, where Coach Chuck Williams really took to race walking big time there, and he helped coach up Lauren, and Lauren's a spectacular athlete. I love that. She's repping the Red Foxes, and congrats to her. Awesome. And also shout out to another Red Fox down here, Katie Miali. Yep, she competed. She is a mainstay at Race Walking Nationals as well, and another Red Fox. So 2 Red Foxes at Nationals doing race walking. I will take it. So I just have to give a shout out to 2 of my Red Fox alumni, and just always proud to see when my fellow Red Foxes are doing great things. So we're going to pop over here to the women's 15, who I will be fairly equally critical here because they also could have run faster. But real quick, I want to get to
great race. And Addie Wiley, man, doing the 15-800 double, second in both, man. Tough. But she ran 2 very tough races.
So Austin J. Wells coming in saying, congrats on 200 episodes, y'all. Happy to have been a part of the journey. And then coming back and saying, going to need to hop on soon after some exciting news next week, plus a post-World U20s recap. Yeah, because we know Austin has a lot of his long jumpers and triple jumpers at U20s. So excited for that. So again, I will be equally critical of this. And I will also say the women are really dumb because Nikki Hiltz was in the race, and Nikki Hiltz is one of the best kickers on the planet. So
Yeah.
to allow
Especially
her
coming
to
off a
be a
beaten faith.
round to even kick, the only way you beat Nikki Hiltz is by stretching her out.
Yeah, but I
Ask
tell you what,
Kip Yeagon.
She had to kick them, man. Like they were going for it.
They started to. It started off, no one wanted to take it in the beginning. You know,
This was better than
71.
the men's, though. This was at least more
100%. Yeah, they didn't run
Yeah,
a
it was better than the
75.
men's, and
Yeah.
and the only reason she had to kick so hard is because they waited so late. But you know, I think you're right. I think anybody who takes a race out slow with Nikki Hiltz in the field is just asking for trouble.
That's the one thing I don't get. That would be like if the 5K was there and if Cole was there and everyone decided to walk the 5K. Yeah, Cole Hocker's going to run away from you, right? He's one of the best kickers in the world.
Well,
Nikki
Cole,
being there,
Cole will kick you in a fast race too.
agreed. But if you give him, here, Cole can go run a 47, 48. Okay, he's one of those guys that can do that.
Yeah.
But to leave it like Addie's a great racer. Emily McKay, who we'll see later, is a fantastic racer.
Yeah, she had a double too.
Yeah, so it's like, why leave Nikki there? Like your only chance, like Nikki's probably going to beat you. There's more than likely because there was no Sinclair here. You know, her big rivals were not there. Why leave it to make it easy? Like obviously Nikki worked, but to me that's race tactics right there.
Nikki's so explosive. It's you gotta keep it honest.
Yep.
Yeah, it just wasn't smart. Congrats to Nikki. What is that, number 3 or 4 for Nikki, both indoor, outdoor? Nikki's quickly rising up the rankings as one of the best of all time.
Not to be ignored. It's true, but
so it's like, but to me, it's like, congrats to Nikki. Terrible race tactics for everyone else there, right? Like it's like, be smarter, Addie and Emily. But so let's move on. Again, me being very critical here, and again, like Dave said, a lot of these people are going to listen and go, I'm never going on that show. But if you can't take criticism, then it is what it is. So women's 100-meter hurdles, Leah Armstrong coming in with the season's best, 12:38. Alicia Johnson, Tara Davis-Woodall. Dave, you talked about her coming in.
Man, listen,
nice.
to not have hurdled for I don't know how many years, to pick it back up. I don't care if Masai Russell wasn't there or those people, like to get third in the nationals and then to still do very well in her main event, which I think she got hosed some in that. What a performance. What a performance.
Yeah. And, seeing Kenny Harrison there, Kenny Harrison obviously is not the Kenny Harrison of, yesteryear, but just still love seeing her competing, making finals, and obviously one of the greats of American hurdles. So just shout out to Kenny for still doing it, still being there and still crushing it. Let's roll on to one of the field events that I actually know something about. Watching Valerie Ullman Sion. Stop it, Valerie. But Valerie Sion coming in and getting a little redemption because last week we gave a shout out to Sierra for beating her. But here she is, Valerie Sion reclaiming when it comes to the big events. She shows up.
She might be the most dominant track athlete now. Her or probably Mondo.
And Mondo lost one too recently.
Right. I mean, they might lose, but they are the ones that just keep on just taking this sport to just new heights and new limits, man. She's impressive, man. She is,
and she makes it fun to watch too.
Yep.
I mean,
she's energetic.
She's not just power. She's not just technique. She's got a flair to the way she throws that thing. That's like art. There's an art to what she's doing. It's really
I mean, she's
fun and interesting to watch.
She's tall, lean, fit, and just slings it, man. It's so fun.
And I always bring it up and I'll say it. She's easy on the eyes, and that helps our sport. Okay. When you have men and women that are decent looking, you need to promote them more. And we are terrible at it because we have, I will argue, the best looking athletes on the planet. And we should be, I don't say put them in like bikinis, but get their pictures out there. You know what I mean? Like they're fantastic looking, even though can't do certain camera angles anymore to Europe. You can't take certain camera angles of every angle that they do for men and women, but can't do it to someone. God, Europe is Europe. Anyway, but shout out to Elena Bruckner there, sitting there in 5th, one of our former guests. Yep. And one thing about Elena that I love, and you'll see, she always shows up. She has her skirt on, doing her thing as she throws. But I want to point out a problem, and this is a problem with our sport here. Tell me what you see under Erica's name here, unattached.
Unattached, yeah.
Elena's unattached.
Right.
Rachel Dinkoff, unattached. Taylor Kessler. These are our top women in the country. Summer Mosley, unattached. Kayla, like these are women too that are consistently making it to these events. And it is embarrassing for the sponsors to not want to sponsor these amazing athletes and these amazing women. So shout out to them for funding themselves, working their asses off consistently, having to work other jobs, which I've always said is a travesty, that our pros need to work other jobs or volunteer coach just to have a place, especially if you're a thrower, to be coached and everything. But to all them, and we've had a ton of them on that are unsponsored, shout out to them, working hard. Elena, obviously, but it's a crappy part of our sport, really is.
Well, this goes to something we were chit-chatting about before we came on air. The if we were king of the world conversation.
Yes.
And how would we fix the sport? And this is one of the things that really needs to be fixed.
Yep.
And I think we all have some ideas about it that might be worth talking about on an episode somewhere down the road.
Something we'll bring back is what would you change about the sport if you could change one thing? I thought we got away from that for a bit with our guests.
Right.
We got to bring that back.
That was
That's
a great. I loved hearing that. I loved hearing what people had to say about that because it makes everybody think.
And it's a good time to bring it back. I think for a while, some people were doing their homework and watching the show and were kind of trying to figure out what to say. Now, since we haven't done it in a bit, it might be a good time to bring it back.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
But all right, so let's go to a controversial one. The women's long jump. So Alyssa Jones ends up getting the win, but not without some controversy.
Oh, no.
Because Tara Davis-Woodall on her final jump,
as always,
looks like she jumped like a 7.12, 7.16, something like that. But
and the green flag was up, like everything was good.
But they ended up post-meet taking the victory away from her. Now, I've always been under impression that they have like 20 minutes, 30 minutes to appeal for any athlete's appeal. Because as I was looking at the results too, because I was looking at live results, you'll see unofficial for appeal. And there's a clock up there before it goes official.
Right.
And this apparently was announced this morning or yesterday. It was well after the meet that they took away the victory. And that's pretty unheard of. Whether it was a foul or not, Tara Davis-Woodall should have another gold sitting in her thing because USATF screwed that up in my eyes. Lyle, what do you think there?
I think I haven't followed it as closely as you guys, but I think that's right. And I am of the opinion, as a sports fan, instant replay, blah. I don't like let the call stand.
Agreed.
Now, if the call is so egregious, okay, that becomes an issue down the road. But I think let them play. Let the call stand on the field, and
I'm okay if
especially in this case, if you have whatever time it is to appeal, and then after that, maybe way after that, you change the call. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I have no problem if one official misses it and they ask for help, and then some of the officials there on the actual scene.
Yeah,
which they used to do. They used to team up and they used to go and fix. They used to go bunch up and they'll change a call that way.
In baseball, they'll look down third base and ask was it a swing?
Yep.
So, and the catcher can ask for it. The catcher points and asks. Yeah.
Well, now
the
they can ask for balls and strikes now, but to get rid of it the next day is just.
So this is at hand, and by all intents and purposes, by the letter of the law,
it's a foul.
That should have been flagged. Her toe was
closer.
ahead of the yellow. Your toe doesn't have to be on it. It has to be ahead of it.
Yeah.
So the fact that her toe crossed that threshold by the letter of the law, yes.
Right.
But at the same time.
Not a day later.
They didn't catch it. And I think it was appealed that day. And they ended up taking that coach's appeal and took it into account.
Man.
But it's like
bad calls are part of sports.
Sure. Yes.
Top to bottom. And to have it get changed ex parte after the fact is just I think that's disappointing.
Austin was coming in saying it's a foul, and I agree with you. That is 100% a foul, but it should have been a foul adjusted at least before the meets end. I think that's the thing.
This shot could have been looked at within the appeal time, no question.
Yeah, 100%. They have the technology there,
and then it's a foul, and then she is where she is. Fine, no problem. But to do it after the fact I have a hard time with that. I really do.
Agreed.
Do her and her husband both have a gripe at this meet?
Well, that
considering
was
we're not going to truly cover it, but I mean, USATF is USATF.
Just quit. Like the fact that you can use it in the prelims, but not in the final, it just doesn't make sense to me.
And that's another
use it in other meets, but we don't have time to get into that fiasco. But
let's move on.
Saying you always have 30 minutes to protest. I have, but it seems like it was reversed after that, and that's where I have a problem with it. I don't have a problem. There's an appeals process. That's fine. There should be for all this stuff. But, if you're beyond it, if you're outside that that
window,
rule, I mean it's SOL, man.
Yeah, 100%. So
this race here was a good one,
a real race. I'm happy we have a real race. Now, again, are we going to sit there and I'm not going to scoff at a 159 because this is where Dave, Lyle, we talk about trackflation, right? Yeah. We're looking at going, it wasn't a 156. Like everyone get out of here. 159 is incredible. This was
that's real running.
Really good race.
Yeah,
this is good running and got a nice name down here. Another one of our former guests, Paige Shepard, 202.
Listen, man,
high schooler.
To be in there with, just the fact that she just ran a whole high school season, nationals in high school, and the fact that it's the end of July and she still made it to the final. I mean, I think this was such great preparation for Paige because now she realized like you have to run finals, you have to run trials and final. I think this is going to bode very, very well for her, and to go there to her and Natalie Dumas for also making the finals in the women's 400 hurdles. She didn't run her best race, but the fact that they're still doing it, shout out to Paige Shepard. And like, it didn't look like she didn't belong. I mean, she kind of created a little bit the last 100, but she was in that pack.
Well, she ran 2 flat in the previous race, so that's right in the middle. She belonged there.
Well, absolutely.
She earned her way there.
She earned her way.
That's great, yeah.
Through the trials.
Big shout out to another one of our former guests, Megan Hunter. Megan we had her on when she was over at BYU. And she was such a sweet girl. She was fantastic. Loved talking to her and, runner up over in NCAAs, but to come in and second year as a pro, she documented, I follow her on social media. She documented her struggles from indoor and stuff like that. And to have the end of her outdoor season culminate in this 159.67, a bronze medal, mixing it up with 2 of the best women in the country with Addie Wiley, Nia Atkins, again, Rosin Willis as well, Juliet Whitaker, real names in this race.
Right.
And, shout out to Megan, awesome for her, but also Nia Atkins, who was someone who was gone for a little while. Yeah. She was a national champion. She struggled a little with injuries and such, and she comes back and reclaims her throne. So I'm excited.
This sport this event is so hard. I mean, let's look at someone like, I get his name, the national record holder. My God,
for the 800
US, right? A 141. It got 4th at the.
Bryce Hoppel.
Bryce Hoppel. Look at him. I mean, since his 141.
Yeah.
Things have not gone well for him. Donovan Brazier came back last year. He was in this meet. He didn't make the finals.
And that's the hard in a pro finals.
Laps are hard.
Like I'm saying, the 800 does it's tough, man. That's why
it eats you up.
That's why you don't see people in the 800 for a decade, 12 years, like you might 5K or 1500. Like you don't see it because it's such a taxing event. It's
eventually they move. Eventually they go up to the 15 because they don't have that type.
Which is why now I mean. We're gonna do next. It's like, how long can Cooper go? Like he's only 17. Will he get to 30 or will he peter out earlier because he's running so fast now? We don't know. This is all new, and it's gonna be fascinating to watch.
Before we jump there, we're gonna get to this comment. I think we know this person. Heather Smith coming in saying, "Congratulations, Talking in Ovals. You gentlemen are doing so much for the sport. Cheers to 200 more. Yes, and 200 with Lyle.
And thank you for giving us for letting your husband come and hang out with us."
Yes, staying up late.
You're watching on the big
even though you're on the West Coast, it's not late for you. It's late for us. Austin Wills coming back saying it's unfortunate, but part of it. They need to bring back the plasticine. So
that's a question I had because it's again. I will admit my
ignorance
bit of ignorance to the sport, but I remember when they brought in the plasticine, and thinking that was a really smart thing to do. And I didn't realize until I saw that photograph earlier today
They don't have anymore.
that they don't do that anymore. I don't know why.
It's wild.
It makes so much
No,
sense.
no. They get rid of that, but their solution was that there is no fouling. We're just going to measure from wherever you take off from.
Oh, that I had a problem with. Yeah.
And I'm happy that enough jumpers had a problem with it that
Yeah,
they
it's
didn't go
awesome.
through with it.
It's part of the skill. I mean, honest to God.
Yeah.
So let's jump into this prodigy taking over the sport, Cooper Lukenhouse. I mean, to win, and once again win in an honest time, 1:43.48. That is an honest race. Again, they didn't go out blazing, 52-2. It's not like they went out in a 50, but man, Cooper is just next level. And once again, let's talk about some names here. Hobbs was in this race, taking a bronze. Sean Dolan, Shane Cohen. Christian Jackson, like some
This
real.
this was a real race.
What is
And I
crazy
gotta tell you-
to me is that like post race when they interviewed Cooper, he was excited because that was the first time he ever ran 1:43. He went 1:46 to 1:42, and then he went a couple one.
I didn't hear that. That's
but the first time he's ever been in the 1:43s. Now listen, that gets. I mean, and Hobbs Kessler said it best after two. He's like, it's unreal. He's like, I just can't run with him. He's like, I cannot run with this kid. He's like, and he's 17 years old. Like Hobbs Kessler was so impressive. It was cool to just see.
I'll tell you,
Hobbs is only 24, 23. He's young himself.
I was really impressed with what Hobbs said about Cooper. And
yeah,
the way he said, look, I came up, I did the same thing. I went pro. And to see how he's handling himself, to see how he's dealing with all this change. And he was nothing but complimentary to him. And I was like, I thought that was really, really quality.
Yep. So
quality individual right there.
I have a request for Cooper, Hobbs, Donovan, and Bryce or Brandon, whoever wants to jump in. Can you guys go after the 4x8 world record? This is the time for America to get a world record. Can you guys go run a 4x8 somewhere? Just go get the world record for America because you guys can get it.
Two things to say. First, shout out to Cooper's coaches. I love that this is his last meet of the year. He's only 17. I think that's a brilliant move on their part. He got over to Europe. He got some exposure. He ran a 1:42.08. He ran great. And now say, hey, you're only 17. We got plenty of years. I think that's a brilliant move. And I think the person that I missed most at this meet was Brandon Miller because he just ran a 1:42.16. So and the way that he ran that 800, just pulling away from Wanyabi and all those guys was super impressive. So that would erase that I would have wanted to see. But Cooper Lukenhouse, he's the present, he's the future, he's whatever he wants to be. And I just think it was a brilliant move by his coach to say, you know what, we're going to shut it down. You're only 17. You have to get ready for your senior year of high school.
So can we really talk about this? The 4x8 world record right now is set by the Kenyan team at 7:02.43. Their splits were 1:46.73, 1:44.38, 1:45.92, 1:45.40.
Yeah.
Oh, we could shatter this, guys.
Yeah, but you're never going to get them all together.
But here's the thing. This is sometimes where, again,
I agree with you.
the sport. Let's make a friggin' spectacle of it.
Let's go to that World Relays meet they have every year, and let's just go crush it.
No, let's not do that. Let's host an event where we sit there and we just watch them run a 4x8. Those four men in the spotlight running a 4x8. Just those four, period.
So without any competition?
No competition, no pacers, no anything. Just let
That's
them
tough.
four with a bunch of fans cheering them on. Go run a sub 7 flat.
It would be definitely fun to see.
With
Tell
their
me that would
ability, they could do it
100%
without even with their eyes closed.
it'd be easy.
But it would be.
I
fun
remember
to see
when
how fast they could go.
when the Irish team went for the 4x mile record like that, and it was just stunning.
Or you just say like, hey, we're gonna run a special 4x8 event. These are the four men running it, all comers. We need 7 more teams. Get on the line, 7 more teams, but we are going for the world record.
Dude, you could have
incredible.
You could probably have 3 U.S. teams break that world record with.
Well, here's the
those
thing
splits.
too. If say the Americans go to do it, right? Wouldn't I want to sit there and if I am Marco Arap, I know Matty Erickson's there. Marco Arap just ran a 142. Matty Erickson's a 144 guy. Like, with how fast everyone is right now, if I'm Juan Yoni, I'm like, okay, I don't care. My country has this record. Let me go and retain it now.
When
right?
was the record set? How long ago?
Let me look again. I think I exited out of it like a mook.
Because it's one of those things they don't run very often.
Correct.
So it's like the 2000. It's just
Right.
But this is why this was done in 06.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But this is why, again, this is something
So it's
that
ready to be set again. Somebody's got to reset the clock.
This
That'd
is
be cool.
fun. This is a
I mean,
fun event.
there's a lot of countries who can run.
But right now, Dave, this would have been something to do this year. This is our off year, thing, right?
I'm not opposed to it.
We're one of the best countries in the 800.
But here's
right
where the
now.
sport gets
Summer's
in.
not over yet, guys.
But
there's a promoter out there somewhere.
But here's
hey,
where the
Dave
sport gets
Alfano,
in.
Trials of Miles. Let's go.
But here's where the sport gets in its own way, like because they all have different sponsors, or they're even the ones who are sponsored by Nike. They're in different groups, different clubs, and like that's
You throw
where
a Team USA jersey on them. You throw a Team USA jersey on them because you're representing USA
at the World Relays. Go there and
do it
crush
anywhere.
Right, but
that
that
USA jersey wherever they want to.
But that be on a big stage against other teams, like that'd be fun.
But here's the thing, and here's where we're going to debate: what's bigger, the World Relays and a big stage there, or when Michael Johnson and Donovan Bailey wanted to go and race, or when Faith Kipyegon tried to break 4, or when what was a bigger moment? This is where
I agree.
We have this moment of one race. We promote it for 30 minutes beforehand. We talk about it for 30 minutes after, and you let them run for 7. And you put 7 other teams on the line. And if they get beat, it's an even bigger deal.
Right. But I also think that there's many other races and events that would do more for the sport than a 4x8.
I don't know. Not with our depth. Not with the depth we have right now. Where we
I'm saying like that you'll get more fans watching like the 150, like with MJ and Bailey, then you
that
ever
would
will
be like
like
an old style,
be
wide world of sports event,
Right.
Well, the thing is, though, this is also where we explain to them what's going on. You explain to the common man that, okay, for these guys to run 143,
I don't think you'd get the crowd there, like the
I think you would. You put it in a track spot, put it at Icahn, you'll get 5,000 people to watch that.
No, I meant the viewership because most people are like, I don't care about a 4x8.
Yeah.
But that's when it's up to us to talk about
Agreed.
it, for everyone to promote it, to go, hey, these guys are running 19 miles per hour.
Fight,
All right.
I don't know. I think that's something we need to think outside the box there. And I think we could have a really good event. It could do well on TV because also you tune into the American pride. You tap into that. Because, again, soccer is not our sport in this country, but the American pride was massive during the World Cup. Even though it was unrealistic that we were going to win, the fact that we maybe could have was insane. Here, you tap in that American pride. This is a 20-year-old record, a 30-year-old record, whatever it is, 20-year-old record. We have 4 of the fastest men in the world right now, all comers. See if Team America can go break it and beat everyone at the same time.
Yeah.
It's all about how you promote it.
It would be fun.
I like the idea. That's a race I'd like to see.
Dave Alfano, Trials of Miles. He's the one that could do it. I might actually text Dave after this and just be like, hey, got an idea for you. See if you can wrestle him up. And we'll call it the Talking in Ovals 4x800 meter world record attempt because we thought of it, damn it. But yeah, no. Dave, the one thing you're right about is all of the moving parts in track and field.
Yeah.
That makes it hard, but hey, for a world record attempt, all the sponsors, maybe you can get a piece of the pie for them.
Or I mean,
somehow
you would also think that at some point the athletes still have some say, like, hey, like I'm doing this. I don't care what my sponsor says. I'm doing this.
I think some of them do. Cooper might, but someone who's still a little more vulnerable, like Donovan Brazier's not Donovan Brazier. Bryce Hoppel hasn't been racing completely well. Brandon Miller's just breaking into the spotlight again. Right. Josh Hoey, if he's healthy, maybe had that cachet before he didn't. Like the only one truly, and maybe even not because he's a high schooler. Like all of our best are there, but they don't have the cachet. They don't have the Sha'Carri cachet or Sid cachet to be like, I want to do this, leave me alone type of stuff. So that's your issue is legitimate. And on to the second best race of the meet, the women's 5,000 meter, because again, they raced. Thank you, Parker Valby.
For me,
Parker made that race.
This was the best race of the meet for me.
Yeah, it was this in the 100 because
I thought Emily.
I will tell you for one precise moment, precise thing that happened. This is why it was my favorite race of the meet.
We know
With
that.
about 200 meters to go, maybe 180 meters to go. Emily McKay, I don't know who she's looking at. She looks off into the stands.
Should I go?
And says, like, should I go? And then the next thing you see is she goes, okay. And she nods her head, and bam, she goes.
Yeah,
And
on a double.
That I thought.
Yeah, I mean she got what second in the 1500 or third
Yeah,
the
third in
day
the
prior.
1500, yeah.
But she jogged, so she had a warm up there.
She did
So
not
it was a
jog.
jog of the
404
15.
404 is not jogging.
It was a jog. She
404
jogged
is a
3
quality
laps of the
time.
15 and ran a hard 400. So good workout.
This is why
But
our shows are 4 hours long.
But I love this because it was three women right in it with a lap to go.
Yeah.
And then 2 of them started to run away, and then one just took it. And I like that kind of race. I really like.
Yep, and Parker made it an honest race, just clipped off 72s and 73s, a nice honest pace. Shelby looked like Shelby, thought she was going to take it.
I did too.
But
usually her strength is her finish.
the commentary was right on it because I remember listening to it, and God, who was the young lady that does? I forget. She always does.
Kara Goucher.
Kara Goucher said, Emily looks great right now. Watch her. She's very comfortable, and she's just shadowing Shelby. She called it out with like 4 laps to go. Last mile. So excited. Thank you, Parker, for making the race honest.
Parker made that race,
and being brave and still getting 3rd place. Look what happens when you're brave. You could still run well. But thank you, Parker, for making it a real race. That's and it was a great race.
That was a great championship race. That fit sort of the championship mold that I'd like to see.
Right.
100%.
Not super fast, but competitive.
It doesn't have to be
enough
super
and fast enough, right?
But it's real competitive and honest. You know,
Yes.
it's not,
An honest race. That's all we want. That's all I ask for, gentlemen. Is honest.
It's like
all
the
right. So
day- it's like
here's one of the events of the
after
day for
tomorrow
for
here
us.
now. It's pouring out.
One of the events of the day for us at the show.
Yes.
Jordan Geist, former guest.
There you go.
Gets the dub after
National
placing second
champ.
in indoor. Gets a national championship.
And he beat all the big names.
Yes, there was no Krauser. We'll say that. But
minus
outside of that,
Krauser.
he beats Joe Kovacs. He beat Otterdahl. He beat
Pippery.
Obatunde.
Pippery.
Yeah, Steen is in there. And here's the thing, that number 6 ranking is legitimate because he is one of the top throwers in the world.
Absolutely.
Jordan Geist getting this win. It's been
I also feel like I don't know if this is certain or not, but it seems like he's putting more of his focus on the shot, maybe doing less hammer. And I feel like since he's done that, and I can't verify that, that's just I haven't seen him throw the hammer as much. But even indoor, I think he was second at this meet. So like I feel like he's definitely coming up, and he's that guy now. Like I mean, Ryan Krauser will be that guy until Ryan Krauser says that he's not throwing anymore, because he can just come out for one meet and throw 78 feet or whatever it is, but like, the most consistent guy the past, I'd say 6-7 months has been Jordan Geist.
Well, it's unfair with Ryan Krauser because 60 of those feet are his arm in length because he's so damn tall. So, but no, listen, Jordan's smart too, because if you look at it, Joe Kovacs, how much longer does he have? Right, he's been around for a while.
He's coming up at a great time, I think. At
Ryan is
transition
hurt.
time. Yep.
Ryan's been, documented a lot of injuries, and he's starting the shot put championship league. So I feel like his focus is there.
Yeah.
So Jordan, if he is sticking to the shot, it's a smart time, and I'm super happy for him. Awesome stuff.
Great guest, humble.
We would love to have Jordan back.
I mean,
we'll reach back.
He was he threw. I think he threw over 70 feet in high school, right?
Yeah, he was a high school phenom. He was the top high schooler in the country
74
coming
feet,
out.
yeah.
I think he might have he had the high school record at the time.
No, Michael Carter will have that record until he dies. It's 81 feet.
Oh my God, no. Okay, yeah, no. Jordan
And
didn't
then
have that record.
and then he played for the San Francisco 49ers forever, and then came back and competed in the Olympics or the Worlds in shot.
What a monster.
And then his daughter was world and Olympic champ, Michelle Carter, a couple years ago.
So let's roll. Dave, I love all the facts. I do.
Why I
love
know
it
that
so
I have
much.
no idea, but
So let's roll through the next few because we do have to get our top 5 moments.
Yes.
But we'll get to them. So men's 400 meter hurdles. Christopher Robinson comes out 47.61. Surprises the field a little because Caleb Dean was there, CJ Allen was there, and Christopher Robinson comes in 47.61.
I assume that's
really
a different
respectable time.
Chris Robinson then won the 1995 cross country meet champs from North Hunterdon.
I mean, might be the same one. I believe in reincarnation. Okay. But no, really good stuff. It was nice to see kind of an upset a little bit here. CJ Allen didn't look like he had it. Caleb Dean struggled a little
Obviously,
bit late to the 7 hurdles.
No Rye.
No Rye.
He was there. He was there watching.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but awesome stuff. I think Christopher Robinson ran a really good race, and his post race was fantastic because I don't know if you guys heard his post race.
I didn't hear
but
that.
he was like, I crossed a few of the guys off my list here.
I
I have a
heard that.
list,
That was
a hit
great.
list. I have a hit list, and the guys know who they are. And I was like, you know what? Yes, young man, that is what I want to see.
And he was smiling the whole time he was saying it.
That's
I loved it. It
That's
wasn't. It's no angry, just absolute matter of fact, and I loved it. I thought that was great.
It was great. I love his charisma, and those are the type of athletes that we need to lead the way. So I'm happy for him to get that national title, and I want to know who's on the hit list. Christopher, come on the show. Let's talk.
It's like the hit list. It reminds me of Steve Buscemi and Billy Madison when he was crossing the guys.
I'm hoping he's not using the lipstick though to cross him off too. Listen, you know what? Whatever you want to do, Christopher, you do you. But
you're a national champ, kid. Do what you want.
You got it.
Speaking of national champs here, Anna Cockrell in the 400-meter hurdles finally.
I know, but do you know what I'm going to take away more from this race is watching Lila like fall over the 7th hurdle. Like she
looked good.
She came out of she was going to retire, then she found out that this meet was in New York, her hometown, and it was just stink because she was right in that race. She was looking great. She looked really, really fit, and just to see her have a stumble, I believe it was hurdle 7 or 8.
Yeah,
and just she finished, but yeah, shout out to her training partner though, Anna Cockrell. I mean, she's been there for a while, without Sid and Delilah and Shamir Little, she's been that person, but maybe now with Sid out, she's taking full advantage of this opportunity, and it's great to see.
Yep. Everyone was champing at the bit with Sid out. And Anna Cockrell ended up being the one. So listen, when you run up against a all-time generational great, sometimes all you do is tip your cap, and when they're not there, you take your turn.
I know it's probably not the case, but wouldn't it be amazing if Sid calculated, she's like, I'm going to get pregnant the year that there's no world or Olympics, so nobody will get the world title and nobody will get the
honestly
Olympic title.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially if you're an elite female athlete, especially in track, if you're not trying to time things that way, right? Where
or I'm saying to like spite them, you know what? No one's going to be world champ because I'm going to have a baby the year where there is none, and there is no Olympics.
Listen, I wouldn't be
I doubt it, but that would be awesome.
They're just like, this is the time. If we don't get pregnant now, then I'm back to training. Leave me alone for a year or so. Like,
you know what? You're not winning worlds because there is no world. So,
oh my God, maybe you never know. Inside the mind of an elite athlete, I can't be. So,
and I'm sure it was all calculated, but the perfect year though to miss.
All right, so back to me being critical. Let's do this again. So, watching another high school event, and again, I'm really happy. I like Vincent.
I mean, but look at that race, though. Look how close.
What about it? Hold on. Let's look at the splits, Dave.
I know.
64, 65, 71.
433 is not fast.
A pro should never run a 71 in a 5K. That shouldn't be there unless you're hurt.
71's fine.
Not in a 5K.
I mean, what is that?
5K.
444 pace? Come on.
All of these guys are damn near 13 flat guys. They're close to it.
Yeah,
and this is embarrassing. Again, nobody wants to watch a bunch of slow 800-meter and 400-meter runners run an 8 or a 4. Okay? Nobody cares.
The only way a race like this gets me excited is if you have a guy like a Myritz Yifter kind of a guy in it who takes it with 300 meters to go and opens up 30 meters. That's the only way a race like this gets me. I found this to be even more, all due respect to the athletes, because I think in a faster race they probably would have finished in the same.
I think Cooper Tier runs away from them if it's an honest race. Cooper Tier is a sub 12, a sub 13 guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very happy for Vincent though.
It was boring. It was just a boring race.
It was
boring.
Very
boring.
This one, the end was good, but this one was a little more.
And honestly, shame on Cooper. Shame on Sam Preikel, because those are the two guys that with no Grant and with no Woody, those two should have sat there and looked and said, let's go run away from these guys.
Not just
we
that.
have the quality to be sub 13,
Let's
both
just
of us.
Race it out between us. Yeah.
Not just no Grant and no Woody. Like Sietti's coming off with a 15 the day prior. Like take the sting out of his legs.
I think Vince's PR is like a 13:05 too. So it's not like he's a schlub.
It's like he's definitely more of a miler.
Yeah, but it's like, and I'm looking like, okay, and I'm no disrespect to any of the other guys here.
No,
obviously, Drew didn't have a great race. Drew was maybe one of the only ones that has like that higher level quality.
When it goes out slow like this, it breaks the brains of some of these guys. They don't know what
I think kind of lose focus.
Like, where am I in this big pack of stuff?
So
It's
again,
not,
Vince Cicchetti gets a national title. I'm happy for him. It's a breakthrough. He has been sniffing and knocking on the door of a lot of these big races.
Yep.
But at the same time, kind of shame on Cooper and Samuel, because it should have been you two running away from everybody, because out of all these guys, you two are the big names there. And it just didn't produce, and you guys lost. What did you have to show for going out slow? You lost.
I mean, but like you said, there was no Woody, there was no Grant, there was no Cole, there was no Grant Blanks, a lot of guys. There was no Nico Young.
Again, and all those guys should be penalized unless they're doing something else. But if they're not competing in Diamond League, who invites you back?
They're probably getting ready to run fast at Diamond League. Who knows?
I don't know if you have to. Here's the thing: we found out a lot about Eric Sawinski from Eric Sawinski about the invites and things like that. All of those guys, their names to us in Europe, nobody cares about those guys. They're not invited to all these meets. You have to have a certain cachet to be invited to these meets. You have to be Grant. You have to be Cole. You know they don't care about Grant Blanks being a great collegiate champion.
No, he's a 1252 guy now. He gets into most of.
It's all about the points too. It's all about the points and a lot of who you know. We found that out, and that's no disrespect to Graham, but I'm just saying it's not safe to assume that all those names you mentioned are definitely at Diamond League, because not the best in the world don't get invited sometimes.
They're all doing their own thing. It's a weird year. Like there's no end meet that everyone's training.
You cannot keep giving them this excuse.
I'm not giving excuses.
It's a national championship, and you decided to not show up.
True.
It's embarrassing for you as the athlete in this country.
I don't think they really care.
And then they shouldn't be invited to the nationals where it matters.
That's a problem.
I mean, maybe they don't care, but like I said, there
needs to be a
matter this year. Like you're not qualifying for anything. It's not. If this was an Olympic or World Championship, they would all be there.
Then why have nationals?
I don't know.
Then don't have it. If it doesn't matter, then don't have it, because this is embarrassing.
No, it just matters. It matters to a lot of people, but there are some athletes who are who have already won how many national titles. And I would rather train through it and go to Diamond League and make money, because I got a family to feed. Like getting second here isn't going to pay any bills. Getting first here is not going to pay any bills, really.
But it's embarrassing for the country. Period.
But I blame that more on the sport than the athlete, because there's no incentive.
I blame it on the fans that accept it. Because if we demanded more of our athletes, they would show up more and do more great things. And if we demanded more of our sports, then we might have more. But we just kind of go, oh man, USATF is mean. NCAA isn't great. But let's still pay for Flow Track and Runner Space and USATF TV, so they don't have to care.
No, that's where I draw the line, USATF.TV. Any other one?
Draw the line at any of them. Any of them. I don't want to pay to watch a sport that should be on TV for free with sponsors.
You're like, hey, Dave, what's your Peacock password? And I'm like,
all the time.
Alex.
All the time, because I'm not paying. Anyway, so let's go on to the men's too. And again, I'm going to be critical of Noah. Noah didn't want to lose. He didn't get hurt. He didn't cramp up. Noah put on a fake face. I've done it before in practice, and he kind of jogged up. Listen, this was just Noah, and Aaron Spider Brown put it the best. Noah just did not want to get rolled, and he was about to get rolled by a whole bunch of generally guys that aren't really known outside of Kyrie King.
Right.
And they didn't run fast. 20 flat at a championship. Not great. No one sub 20.
And listen, Noah ran a pretty good girls 400 time.
Not even, actually. If you're looking at Sid would beat him.
Well, yeah, Sid would beat him by a good 3 seconds, but yeah.
No.
No, listen, I watched it. I do appreciate that he didn't. After the meet, he wasn't like, I'm hurt. He said, listen, I felt a little cramp. It's the first time I've ever run back-to-back 9.7s. I didn't feel great in the trials. I towed it up, got on the line and said, you know what? Halfway through, it ain't working. I'm not saying that I believe that, but I appreciate that he wasn't like, I pulled my muscle, and he wasn't looking for all sympathy. And he was very gracious. He gave up. He hugged the guy.
Callan, yep. Yeah. He realized that the COVID excuse didn't fly last time, so he couldn't make an excuse this time. Here's the thing, and again, we have to demand this of our pros. You got to finish.
Yeah.
If you lose or not,
he ran 50 seconds.
He jogged
50.8.
So
finished.
But Lyle, do you agree with me? He just didn't want to lose.
It's I don't know.
I don't either. That's the thing. Like, I don't know.
It seems to me you pull up, you run 50.8, 50.9 for 200 meters. You ought to be not part of the conversation anymore.
To me, like the only
let's talk about the guy who won it.
The only reason why I see Alex's point is like if he did, the reason why I don't think that he was really hurt because he finished. Like, when the last time you saw someone pull in a sprint and care about finishing? Like they just pull up and stop.
Never.
They just.
It was in his contract that he had to compete in both races.
And he's a third rail kind of a personality.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you're going to get this kind of stuff, and that's part of it. And, okay, fine. You want to go, you're going to pull up, finish last, and still expect to be interviewed.
But no, they called him over. But what I'm saying, but like, plus, like, again, like there was no incentive. Like he's not like, if this was for the Worlds or Olympics, I'm sure he would have fought harder, but he was like, like I already won the 100. I have the world leading 100.
Back to the problem at hand, right? And here's the thing: I've been one of the biggest Noah defenders on this show. I like Noah Lyles. I think
like switching roles here
for the sport.
It's weird.
I think he's entertaining in a lot of ways, and it's he's certainly capable. So I don't know. But again, it's like
I didn't like seeing that.
Does if the national championship meant more to the athletes, to the fans, to whomever, would he have finished?
Mm-hmm.
And he would have. If having that national championship ring, whatever it is you get, meant something, medal, he would have stayed in probably.
I mean, in the end, if it doesn't matter, then we should call this the fake national championship every year.
This is
because if it doesn't matter, then whatever.
Yeah, because it didn't feel like it felt like it felt like a nice track meet. Mm-hmm. It didn't feel like it's something special, and championships are supposed to feel special.
Yep, agreed. Even if it's slow, it shouldn't be pedestrian slow. It should be slow for them, but not pedestrian slow. Yeah. But we're gonna jump. Dave will jump back in. We're gonna jump over to the ladies 200, where Melissa Jefferson Wooden didn't run the 1, but she saved it for the 2. 21.69 and just absolutely ran away from everyone. And she's someone that didn't care that there weren't many big names. Obviously, Cambria Sturgis is running 21 high. She was the only one really that was a semi-threat. Right. Nice to see Jenna Prandini hanging around back there. She just constantly makes finals. Right. But Melissa was a monster. It was impressive to watch her run away from everyone.
Yeah, she just ran away from everybody, and that's always, always distance races are like that for me. I like it when at some point in the race they just run away from everybody and say, "I have this. This is mine. I own this."
I can't wait to watch her and Alfred.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
The 21.69 right now. I don't know if Alfred's run that fast right now.
She's run 21.5.
Has she ran? She ran a 21.5. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for that all time. And then there's still Sharika Jackson out there, who's starting to run again. And Shikari, I think it's not as much of a factor in the 2, but all these girls can go down to the 1. And
you know what? I just want to keep saying that out loud. Let's keep saying Shikari, you're not a factor in the 2 because I feel like that motivates her. I feel like that motivates her. It's just keep saying it because she's gonna keep hearing it and say
she looks locked. She looks like she's kind of past, her past. She looks focused and locked in, and it's gonna be fun to watch.
As long as Christian don't step out of line, then everything's gonna be good. No more airport stuff, Shikari, please. We just want you to get on the line, man. We just want to see you get on the line and compete because you're so friggin' talented. But all right, lastly, and I said this myself, and I'll stand by this, a really weird way to end nationals. As much as I like the 110 hurdles, I've never imagined ending a national championship on the 110s. And again, the time here is an incredible 13 flat. But
that's a good
watching the race was interesting because Cordell Tinch got off to an awful start, a really bad start.
Yes.
And to see him fight back, I accept that because in all intents and purposes, Bradley Franklin should be the national champion, but Tinch just outleaned him, and it was that was fun to watch.
It was.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was a good race.
Yeah. So congrats to Cordell.
And this is kind of an odd way to end the meet, though. I mean,
first national championship for Cordell Tinch. Yeah. It's his first title. He's a world champion. First national.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, you got to remember. I mean, up until last year, no one was beating Grant Holloway. He was winning everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Now he's
Grant's a monster.
He
But
is.
all right, so that actually wraps up Nationals. And wow, we're at an hour 30. So we're gonna go fairly quick, even though I don't have anywhere to be, gentlemen. I don't know. Dave, you always have somewhere to be.
I do.
You're always someone that you're more on the move now in the summer than you were coaching Squan all friggin' year. But
Well,
anyway,
because I'm now coaching cross country, so it's that's all summer and summer school, and I love it, man.
I'm just
Busy's
excited
good.
that Manasquan's coming, baby, in cross country. We're about
We'll
to see
see.
county champion, baby.
We'll
Anyway,
slow down.
County championship. That's
You
all
do
I
realize
accept.
that I'm in Monmouth County, right?
It's all I accept.
Okay.
It's all I accept. Damn it. Anyway,
Well, then you're going to be waiting a long time.
so I want to quickly. We'll go now. I have mine. I don't have any particular order for my top 5. I just have my top 5 ones that I enjoyed, but I don't have a particular order. Now, Dave, I see your grin. I feel like we're about to get a cop out with you. So
I have sections that I like.
So we'll save you last for your.
No,
cop-out.
I have some that like, but all right, you gave us this assignment, pick out your top 5. I was looking at it for an hour and I'm like, this is not gonna happen. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go on there and I'm just gonna think of 5 or 6 of the best memories that I have, and that's what I go with, like on the spot, because I would still be in looking at that list. It was impossible. I don't know how you guys do it. Maybe I'm too indecisive, but man, it was hard. But I do have some definitely ones that meant a lot.
So Lyle, I'll let you run down first because I think it's interesting because you've officially joined us for these 3 shows that you've been the official host, co-host with us, but you've been a fan.
And he was on 2 or 3 of them, right?
You were on 2 or 3 of them. You guest hosted for 2, but you've been a fan for the.
Well, those are my 5 favorites right there.
I don't disagree. So, as a fan, generally looking in, what have been 5 of your favorite moments?
I'll tell you what, I went through them and just kind of looked at all the episodes and tried to remember, because there were some, I'll be embarrassed to say I missed. I didn't listen to everything, every single episode. However, Andy Martin clued me into you guys when I moved out here, and he said, "Oh, you got to listen to this podcast,"
which is so humbling still to this day.
So
it was Andy Martin of all people.
Yeah,
Jesus Christmas.
And he by the way loves all the Jersey stuff you do. So that's
we try.
Now we do, and but I started listening, and one of I'll leave this for the last one because I think it's my favorite. But I love when you have the journalists on. I love all the journalists, all of them. I love Lambert in particular because he's a
madman.
He makes me laugh all the time. But I got to tell you, when you have Jeff Benjamin on,
oh, Jeff is so good.
He is so much fun. And I talked to him on the phone a little while ago about something I was working on, and on the phone, just talking to him, he's the same. It's like the same personality.
Now that you're part of this show, you have to fly out for the marathon gala.
Yeah, you do have to fly.
Yeah, I heard that's going to tie into one of my favorite episodes too.
Oh, okay.
And but Jeff Benjamin, I think whenever you have him on, I'm not going to pick out any particular episode, but just because of the passion he has for the sport, he's like a lot of the track writers we know and love, that he has a hard time writing critical stuff of anybody, and because he's just so passionate and joyful about the sport.
So you're saying he's not a curmudgeon like me who has no problem being critical?
or me, I have my, I'm like, why? Yeah. And, we have a guy out here, Mike Sandrock, who writes for the Daily Camera here in Boulder, covers track all around the world. Awesome. Who's recovering from a health issue right now. So if he's listening, hey Mike,
Godspeed.
Hope
you're doing better health. When you're feeling healthy, let us know when you want to come on.
Same thing. He has a real positive. He puts a positive spin on everything, and so Jeff Benjamin's like that. He puts a positive spin on everything, and he knows everybody. And when he talks, he has that Staten Island sound that is undeniable, and I love it so much.
I guarantee Jeff has a picture with everybody who just won the Nationals. He's a picture.
I have no doubt.
It's unbelievable.
He posts them up all the time whenever somebody wins something. Either he's there and he just takes the picture with them, or he has one from the past.
I need to get him to introduce me to Sebastian Coe one of these days.
Yeah,
We've been trying to get him to introduce us to the show with Sebastian Coe, but he's a busy man.
That's a tough one. I mean, he's
well, that's a hard get.
Pretty high up there, yeah.
That's a hard get.
Yeah.
But so the journalist, that's sort of my favorite of all. And then you'll sense a theme here. I like sort of some of the multiple guest episodes, like when you had Robbie Andrews on. But the couple of times you've had him on, I've loved that. I find him really entertaining, and I've met him a couple of times, and he's a lovely guy. I don't know him really, but I feel like I know him from you guys interviewing him, and
we've had the whole Andrews family on, him, his wife, his dad.
Yeah, it's great. They're awesome. And then so that's 2. 3, the Eric Holt interview, when you were hitting the idea that he wasn't sponsored.
Yeah.
That was just a terrific interview. I love that one very, very much.
Yeah, he's awesome too. We love Eric here.
He's now sponsored and doing well, and I saw him race this week, and he was great. It was awesome. He has such a
unique form,
face when he's running fast.
Yep.
And then the other 2, when you had the entire Westfield cross country team, that was impressive. Just keeping track of all that, and I thought that was great. Just technically, that was great.
We get lucky every once in a while, Lyle.
That was a great episode. It was just so much, young person passion for the sport in one place. It was really fun.
And just how much of a team they were, that they from top down, from the top athlete to the 7th man, they were just so gracious, and you could see why that team was successful on a national level, and because they really did all care. Coach Tefelsky is one of the best.
That reminded me a lot of my teams growing up, because we were very close that way, and that was really, really nice to listen to. Yeah. And then, but my favorite of all, bar none, is Dave Waddle.
Oh, so we got to be in a car with Dave Waddle. That is honestly,
you drove Dave Waddle.
We drove Dave Waddle to the gala.
That guy so much.
Oh,
and
it was
and
awesome.
The way, and specifically one thing, because the way he talked about racing versus
time trial, right?
Time trialing, basically. He was talking about running for time. That he spoke on that subject with such clarity that I think we all should listen to it every once in a while, just to remind ourselves what it really means.
And the best part is, he's an even better guy in person. He's just a great.
He seems like it. He seems like a really genuine guy, and
humble. Like, that's why this year, if you go with this man, you're going to be. It's all.
But again, the separating factor, I say, with all of these elite athletes, when you start talking shop in the sport, the intensity and the fire is still there. And Lyle, you're around some of them in Colorado and stuff, and you go talk to Dathan thinks he could still go compete with the world. Like, that fire doesn't leave these gentlemen and these ladies. And it's so fun to just get a glimpse into them. Because, as Dave Waddle's talking about him being the last person to beat Pre while Pre was alive, like, you could see just the fire of him going, screw Pre, I'm Dave Waddle. I don't care about Steve Prefontaine.
I don't care if he's running the mile or not. Like, I don't care if he's coming. Because
and it was interesting because he everybody knows the Olympic story and the Olympic. And he put a lot of color to it, and that was great. But everybody knows that race. But there's so many other races he was in that are just so memorable.
I love that he almost got shot.
And
because he was running around and training, and they didn't know who he was. He was just going on a run. And like, he's Dave Waddle.
But
they wouldn't have known him.
Or just hearing about, like, being in Munich and that whole scene, with the hostages and everything, just fascinating.
So that's my favorite episode.
Thank you.
I like it.
And I love them all. I mean, they're all so good. The high school kids are so poised. There's so many things, but the Dave Waddle one is kind of special.
Same.
All right, so Dave, let's go to your cop out.
So it's not a cop out. I have all right. For instance, like, all of our amazing high school guests. I can't pick one, but I just want to give them all a shout out because you guys are rock stars. If Alex and I always say, if we had to be interviewed at that point in my life, I don't think I would have the ability mentally to be able to sit down and do that at that age. So
I'm still a
kudos to you
bumbling
guys.
idiot. So
I love every single coach, college and high school. I can't pick their all. I'm obviously Chris Felski's been on, I think 6 times, and again, our reporter, just everybody. Thank you. But all right. So if I have to pick,
well, real quick too, also with Chris is very similar in a sense to you, Lyle, that before you joined us officially, if there was a situation where we had a guest and for some reason they needed to drop out, you and Chris are 2 of the guys that just didn't say no. And it's like, it's been a blessing for us because that we had, obviously we liked you enough to ask you to join us, but we just had 2 such quality individuals that were just always there for us. That meant everything to the show too. Cause then there were times where me and Dave were scrambling like, crap, the hell are we going to talk about? There wasn't a big meet. There wasn't a big moment. We've done a few things and
there's only 2 of us, like things happen in life.
Exactly. And it's like, okay, we text Chris. Chris is like, sure, I think I can make it. We text you to guest host. Like, yeah, I can jump on. And it's invaluable.
I texted
really
Lyle,
you guys are invaluable.
I think one time I texted Lyle like an hour prior. It's like,
you were calling. I was driving to the store and
I actually called him. I didn't even text. I called him.
You called me because it's normally you texted me and I'm like, wait, he's calling. Something's going on.
Not only that, I didn't even have his phone number yet. I called him on Facebook Messenger, audio call on Facebook Messenger.
And the thing is, like, and I couldn't be there, and we were thinking of like, Dave was like, all right, I'm gonna go alone. Can you set me up? And we were thinking of who could do it. And he's like,
Lyle.
What about Lyle? And I'm like, yeah, Lyle does a podcast as well. Like he fits perfectly into this. So no, but I just want to give a shout out to, obviously Chris, because yes, he's been on a bunch, but he's also someone that some of it wasn't planned. Some of it was just Chris could fill in and he was awesome enough to do it.
Well, look, you're doing this show for 200 episodes for 4 years.
And zero money, $0.
Well,
Lyle knows we didn't offer him anything. Please, Lyle, please join us.
But so you're doing this thing for all that time, and there are things that have to happen to keep it going. I mean, if you didn't have somebody fill in like Chris when you needed him, that's a blank week, and then one blank week leads to another blank week, and it starts to fall apart. And those are important things to happen, and that's great.
And Chris has the distinction of being our first live guest with video. It was supposed to be Lambert, but Lambert couldn't do it. So we called Chris that day. He's like, I'm like, and by the way, it's live. So we're not just,
so be careful of your language.
Our last recorded episode was Justin Stafford. And I remember after that, I talked to Justin and he's like, can I come back and do a live one? Like, what is this? So we did have Justin on again later, but,
so there are certain episodes that stick out. And I think for me, the one that I think sticks out the most was Julie Cully.
That was nice.
We're going to have
her
that in
story
common.
was just absolutely fantastic. And just knowing her and hearing her story, but like, I don't think that the audience gets justice to it. Cause like we were, that was only audio then, but Alex and I were actually like talking to her via video, and just to see like her face, just how intense that it was for her to recall these things, and just talk about like how many times she got shut out and like, wasn't seen, like never saw herself as one of these top runners. And then just to go out and win that national championship and to run in the Olympics, like that was cool. Cause I also knew her earlier. And then I have like Dave Waddle is definitely one for me. Just that bucket list. Him, Johnny Gray was another one. I remember when Alex said we're getting Johnny Gray, like I was like I'm like, that's the guy that I watched. Like, so like, that's kind of another category, like all these great people that I watched growing up. So like kind of the older pros, like Kadivas and those guys, and then I don't know, there's just, I have to give a shout out. Probably the most meaningful one to me was one that probably 3 people watched. And that was the one when we had on my mom and dad. Like that was just, like for me as a person, and hearing, being with them while they were going through that journey of me as an athlete, but knowing that they made all the sacrifices, but just hearing it and how much that they love doing it, and hearing that perspective of a track parent, that one meant a lot to me. And and all my college roommates, Wilfredo Rivera, Adam Nalvin, Steve Geiger. I don't know. It was just so hard for me to pick, but Julie Cully definitely was one. Oh, and
I'm happy we had 50. We put 50 down as the number 50, your top 50 episodes, because that's where Dave is going here.
Noel, right all too. Noah Whitehall to me was probably the most.
Dave, you're not allowed to talk anymore. You're taking
No,
away.
one more.
You
Noah Whitehall was one of my favorite too because of just her message and what she and how her episode can really help a lot of young girls and women going through eating disorders. And she was brutally honest, and that one had a very deep impact for me. So I love all 199. So I copped out 100%. So
so you stole two of mine in that 99 episode tirade over there. But so I'm gonna have to fill in because I did have Julie and I had Noel as two of my top 5. Now I narrowed down, I went through, and as much as I enjoyed all of them, I'm with Dave, I'm with Lyle, I love all the episodes. I narrowed it down to 30. Like I was really looking, I had 30 that I was like, okay, these are the ones I have to choose from. And then I picked my 5. So I'm going to start off with, this is in no particular order. Episode 2, Mike Rutt.
That was out.
Mike Rutt was our first guest ever. Mike Rutt was someone that I grew up watching compete. He was consistently in USA National Finals for the 800. And he is now Dr. Mike Rutt. So congrats again. That was a while ago. But just, I think that having Mike on the show on episode 2 just added some legitimacy to the show right away that helped get future guests because Mike was a well-known commodity in the running space already.
He had no business coming on our show.
Ran NJNY and things like that. One of the best, pro teams in the Northeast for a long time, NJNY running club. So just Mike coming on and being such a nice guy. And I guarantee to this day, if I was like, hey, Mike, you want to come back on? He probably would. And we should have Mike back on. But that's one of my favorites just because of what it meant for the show.
Good one.
You mentioned Julie and Noel. I'm going to lump them both in and do quick for the same reasons for you. Julie's story of just heartache and triumph and talking about her out-of-body experience and having that feeling of imposter syndrome when she got to the line of the 5K at her national title, that she won USATFs and having similar thoughts and feelings to every runner at every level at a certain point in the race when your legs are heavy, when you're feeling low and you're just like, I could step off the track now. I've done enough. No one will be mad at me if I stepped off and said I was hurt and flipped the switch and ended up winning. And I think we can all relate to that. Every single runner has had that moment in their life. And the fact, and she's being, a national champion, is big for men and women alike. You mentioned Noelle, her being so open about her eating disorder during college and being a Division III national champion and suffering through that. And then as a grown woman with the family running PRs in the best times of her life because she got her life in order in terms of eating habits
and coaching,
being honest about those things, and an amazing coach,
teaching
amazing
girls too. And
like
she's willing, and she won't just talk to her own kids. She's willing to talk to any girl about the things she went through. She's remarkable. I mean, I've known her forever. She went to high school East. I went to Honduras South, and listen, she's awesome people.
Just a wonderful woman. So I'm not counting those two. So I only have one so far because Dave stole mine. So my second one, John Anderson.
Yeah, it was fun.
Being able to talk to somebody who I watched for 20 years on ESPN screen, doing sports centers and different things like that, knowing how much of a track nerd he was, but just the ease of him coming on and the conversation where Lyle, I kid you not, it was the same pitch that I put out to everyone. Hey, I'd love to have you as a guest. And quite literally, I think it was within 2 hours. He's like, sure, I'll come on. This is John Anderson. This is someone that to me is like, I grew up watching Sports Center. And then he came on, such a great conversation, such a down-to-earth, awesome guy, truly loves the sport. If we were smart, we'd make that man the voice of all of our events because he's so passionate and knowledgeable. But that was fun just to talk to him. A controversial one, Chuck Schneekloth, having Chuck on. One of the reasons I enjoyed having Chuck on was because he is someone that ruffles feathers in the space and ruffled with us about the relays on Instagram, openly had a little bit of a spat. But the way we had him on, the way we all handled ourselves in terms of having disagreements in that episode, deep disagreements about our philosophy on the sport, but being able to do that amicably, like adults, to have our disagreements and our conversations and still walk away from the episode to the point where we still talk to Chuck. We're still okay with Chuck. And, I feel like Chuck would come back on the show because we treated him fairly. I thought that was big because I feel like the way you handle those moments kind of shows what you truly want to do in this space. Could we have easily gotten to a screaming match with Chuck? Could we have easily made it a spectacle and got a whole bunch of clips out of us screaming at each other? Sure. It would have filled the rage bait and it would have been that. But would it have really done much in terms of our conversation, our disagreements, and
I enjoyed that
integrity?
episode a lot. As a fan, I enjoyed listening to it because I knew the post that went up about our relays,
yeah,
blah blah blah, and I have strong opinions about relays because I some of my most joyful moments were in relays.
Sure,
but everybody's entitled to an opinion, and everybody has an idea about what's going to make the sport better or more popular or bigger. And you got to talk about them. And I thought that was really, I thought you guys handled yourselves very well. I thought he handled himself.
Yeah.
There was a little tiptoeing at the beginning, but it was, I thought it was a great episode.
Yeah.
And I think too, tiptoeing on, I feel like for his part, I would be the same way because I'm coming into, I know, hostile territory, right? And it's 2-on-1. And I just think that Dave and I did a great job of not making it hostile, of being at, speaking the way we should as grown men and women in those situations. And that's why that's one of my favorite episodes, because it was a real easy to get it out of control. And I think it also showed our growth as hosts that we were able to keep that, within bounds. So, and again, it was good thing it was episode 186, because if it was episode 20, it wouldn't have been the same. But so now I have 2 more because Dave cheated. He stole mine with his 93 episodes.
So wait, so you get 7 then?
Yeah, I get 7. You had 60.
I just lumped everyone together.
So I'm taking it, damn it. So one of them that I do want to give a shout out to early on, Eric Sawinski taught me a lot about the sport.
He was great. He did.
Not only was he the most popular man in the sport at the time that we had him, because he was the rabbit for all big races for like 2 years straight. He also really, I didn't know about the inner workings of the pro sports, how the points worked, how World Athletics scored things, and
gold, silver, bronze type thing. Yeah.
And, diamond and everything. Yeah. So having him come in and really explain that to me gave me a very different perspective on looking at the pro scene and why certain meets are run this way, why certain athletes are at certain meets. So his educational standpoint of what Eric Sawinski brought to the show was just helped us, I think, as hosts in general, to know what we were talking about more. And I will give my last one. I got to pick it out here. My last one, and this one I think is a little different. Coach Philip Redrick.
Yes, that was a good one.
He came into us. He was the Pratt coach at the time for a JUCO school, and his passion for how to coach and his coaching philosophy made me want to run through a brick friggin' wall just listening to that man speak. And shout out to him for getting a Division I head coaching position over at the University of New Orleans, which is now an affiliate, I believe, of LSU. So he has risen up the ranks over the last 2 years and deserves it, because Coach Redrick just seemed like a very genuine man and a very genuine coach. And that's the type of person I want to be coached by. And I just thought it was such a fun time talking to him and watching his success after that episode. Yes. I want to take full credit for it for the show. If he wasn't on the show, it wouldn't have happened. So
I also have to say, some of my favorite episodes were not the athletes, but like
Patrick Bagansky with all
Patrick
that with laying down,
or Craig Segal, Kim from Fleet Feet, the people who own the running stores or who run Lauren,
Scott and Kyle Austin with the bubble and everything. And
Lauren Prenamana, right?
Primarana.
Yeah, I mean,
well, those all the workings that make it possible, right?
The behind the scenes things are kind of like we don't just want to focus on what's happening on the tracks. Like this is
we can't forget Mike Mooney. I feel like that episode with Mike Mooney is what pushed Mox to be properly put back. I really do feel like we had early on, when we were still a nothing podcast, we hammered on the Meet of Champions being fixed. Hammered on this show to the point where we were focusing on getting Meet of Champion level coaches that had athletes that won, and having them tell us what it meant. And then, to Mike's credit, after we heard that rumor that they're like, well, we just wouldn't have enough on Memorial Day officials. Mike coming on and having the cojones too to sit there and go, no, that's not how it works with championship meets. And we absolutely would all show up. And, and I think that really put the pressure on NJSIA. Now, obviously, we didn't have everything to do with it.
Yeah.
I think we were a piece, but I think
it was a big conversation. But you guys were making it. You were making the case.
We were bulldogs.
But to me, like you're like Patrick Bagansky, like we talked for over an hour about track installs, and I was floored. I thought it was the most fascinating thing. I just thought it was the coolest thing. Like they put in the UPenn track, which by the way, they're redoing the UPenn track now. But
yep,
I saw a picture of that.
But those guys, like finding out the inner workings of how the bubble works, or Ocean Breeze, or the running story. Like I think we've had Craig on 2 or 3 times. And like every time it's just a different thing because we're trying to keep up with the technology and how the sport is changing. And these people are vital to it. Like Craig comes to my school almost every season with his truck to sell shoes. He's always got different shoes. He always knows exactly what he's talking about, So it's just cool, like having all these different aspects, and
he's doing some great stuff too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And
I'll give a shout out to our ultra athletes and our Ironman athletes that we've had on, because I truly believe that's a part of athletics. And, Jennifer Comfort was seen on the video, and Cole Crosby, who I competed against in high school. And every single time I competed against Cole, he was like 1 or 2 spots ahead of me. And he was just a little bit better than me. But Cole now running the Badlands 135.
Badlands,
He's an amazing endurance runner. He's run tip to tip New Jersey. Like he's just a psycho with that. And obviously a family member of mine, Greg Cavazangian, he's an Ironman. And he overcame, he said on the show, he overcame addiction with the Ironman, and really did. And he's looking to potentially do more.
I forget his name, but one of my favorite episodes, the older gentleman who's doing the Ironman, who has cancer.
Oh, James Logan.
Awesome.
Yeah. Keep trying. What he's doing, keep trying there. So, and a few more shout outs before we go, because again, we've obviously broken all the rules. Ryan Searle, preferred recruit. I thought that was a great episode, and he does great work kind of talking about how to approach as an athlete when you're trying to sell yourself, and giving out the information about recruiting standards consistently. He's doing a service that NCSA never did, really educating young athletes. And if you're someone that is looking to get recruited, Ryan, I 100% think Ryan's a great guy for that. He's young, he's smart, he understands the game of how to get recruited, and he does know a lot of coaches, and he knows what they're looking for. So he's an honest guy. He's not going to steer you the wrong way.
That's a topic worth revisiting too, because it happens every year. There's another class.
We should bring Ryan back on with the new rules.
And because I remember when I was in high school, again, Mark Wetmore took us all. We had a meeting in one of our teammates' houses, and he kind of went through a whole sort of tutorial on how do you reach out to coaches? How do you know where you should be going? How do you know where you shouldn't be going? All this stuff, and that we had no real idea, because as an athlete, I was just to joke with people. It's like your mile time is like having an extra SAT score,
basically,
and so it's not the same path as a non-athletic student, or a student who's not into band or orchestra or something that they're really performing well at. There are other factors that go into getting into the school you want to get into. So and every kid should hear it, and every parent should hear it, honestly, because it's a really valuable conversation to have.
Yeah, I'm looking through all this now. It's crazy the connection we've had with Colorado. Like the Slatteries, Torres brothers, Lyle, Cliff
you would
Bosley.
Be surprised how many times I say that out here, only the reverse, how tied we are to New Jersey. And I think part of it is the Wetmore connection.
Sure,
100%.
A lot of people came out here.
And then Cliff Bosley, Andy Martin's out there now. Like we've had a lot of guests on from Colorado, or had ties to Colorado. This whole thing has just been, our Olympic hopeful series, we had on 7 people, going from there. Shout out to Kirk
for Kirk Barrage, for hooking that up.
Hooking that. But I'm just looking through now, and you could say so many great things about literally every guest that we've had, and that
You've
they've all
had,
been like
you've had
Phil Grove. Phil Grove. I mean, come on, like he's been on a bunch of times. He let me call the freaking Meet of Champions live.
You called it. It's a state record.
Yeah, I mean, but not only that, like just I think some of my best memories are the things that this has afforded us to do, like going to that gala and in one night meeting Dave Waddle, Centrowitz,
Jim Spivey, Joan Benoit.
Spivey, Joan Benoit, Bill Rogers, like just like Bob Beeman, like they're all there together. Like because of this, we got that experience. It's unbelievable.
That's fantastic. I love those stories coming out of it too. And I'm excited, and I'm excited that you guys have invited me on to be part of this. And I'm excited for some of the people we're talking about coming up. Without naming names, there's at least one world champion we're talking about. We're talking to another one of those people who turned pro right out of high school. We're talking to I'm excited to talk. You talk about some of the coaches. Some of the D2, D3 coaches have really compelling stories for athletes who don't automatically consider them.
Last week. Great example.
That was a great show. That was a great.
It really was. Ray.
It was awesome.
Ray's just so excited about the sport, and it really rubs off.
Ray was there when I was at East Stroudsburg. Oh,
that's right. You said that. That's funny.
And I want to give one more shout out, essentially, before we close out too, because we're 2 hours and 1 minute. Dave, you got to go to bed. But to our super fan who has been a super fan for us basically since we started.
Yep.
And she's a content creator herself. And I think she put us on her Instagram and TikTok stories as her top show for God knows how long. Morgan Yulhorn, she was one of the best runners in New Jersey. And Morgan has been our super fan probably for 3.5 years, and consistently shouting us out. She was a part of the video montage there. Morgan, I know you're going to listen to this later. Thank you. Thank you for being one of the first ones outside of our parents and our family that truly latched onto the show, gave us kudos. And again, outside of, we had some great guests, your friends, Dave, I say it all the time in joke, but we don't have a show without your group of friends that are also some of the best coaches in the state coming on the show in succession. But, there's a group, but Morgan, thank you for consistently being a fan and coming on the show. You're awesome.
What about last one? Our number one commenter, Carl Torchia from CBA.
Who eventually came on. Thank God.
He's awesome. He's, thank you, Carl. I mean, you have
Darren Peters,
lot
too.
going on. Darren Peters,
not a guest, but Darren Peters.
Always giving us nuggets.
Commenting gives us great information, has got us a few guests. So, I think that about we've basically went over every episode, which is what we did. And outside of that, though,
thank you, everyone.
Here's the 200 more, everyone. Hoping that you guys stick around with us. We're looking forward to getting more guests. And if you guys have any suggestions, please send them our way. We always love getting people. They don't have to be world beaters. We just want to talk to anybody who loves the sport. And start sending us your damn PRs. That section's got to come back. That section's got to come back. Don't care how fast it is. Don't care how slow it is.
I should have some.
Give us a PR, baby. But Lyle, do you have anything else to say before we jump out of here?
Just, I'm the new guy. I was going to put where it has my name there. I was going to say new guy when I signed in. But honestly, you guys, I don't have anything to do with these 200 episodes. You guys built something really.
You've been a fan and a loyal fan. You absolutely do.
I'm glad to help any way I can that way. But
and you've been a
really significant here, and congratulations, because it's this getting this far down it ain't easy, and to be this far down, still doing really good shows that people love. That's the success in and of itself. So congratulations.
Dave, anything you got?
I mean, I think we said, just I never thought that this would even be possible when, I remember the first time I even thought about a podcast, I was a guest on your old show,
Sports Opinions podcast.
You threw me a bone as your old coach. I was like, all right, coming on. But and then when we started, I would go back and listen, like, oh God, I'm so bad and everything. And then, but I agree that Mike Rutt episode kind of gave us some sort of cachet, or like, hey, this is something that's gonna work. And like I said, we are nothing without our guests, and I just can't believe that almost 4.5 years later we're doing this, and we have such great dreams and plans to keep on going. And I'm just excited to see where this goes, and I'm very, very grateful that you stuck with me and that Lyle's here now, because now we can almost guarantee that two of us should be here at least every week, so we can have more of that show, because I think we're all better together than any of us are by ourselves. So thank you guys. Thank you to all of our fans. And I look forward to just keep on going.
And the final shout out, Kadivas Robinson, a man that real quick, because we didn't get Johnny Gray without Kadivas, because Kadivas came on before that. Kadivas trained with Johnny. He's a Johnny protege, and Kadivas is someone that I had on the same show. You reminded me of that, Dave. Sports Opinions podcast. 8 years ago, I had that show, and Kadivas came on that show just to talk. And from there, went from being an assistant coach at Ohio State and now the head coach back at his alma mater over at TCU. And never doesn't respond to a text, is just a great guy, agreed to come on the show. Another person that gave us incredible legitimacy early on. So thank you to Kadivas. Because again, we don't get Johnny Gray without Kadivas.
I remember when you were like, we're having on Kadivas Robinson, I was like, we made it, man. Like we
at that point, like we're in.
Like I watched that guy all the time. I was like him and Mark Everett and all those guys in the 800, like just so, like I look back, I was just looking at a list. I'm like, wow, like I met Dave Waddle. Dave Waddle was on a show that I host, or like he has an Olympic gold medal, or just all these, I'm excited to be back here in 5 years. But you know what? We had Paige Shepard on when she was in high school.
Oh yeah.
We
for reference,
it's cool that we get people of all ages. So I feel like one thing that we do well is that we kind of make ourselves available for all ages.
Everyone.
We like to get people who are, I guess, considered old timers, to pros now, to college kids now, to high school kids now, to coaches, older coaches. So I feel like if you go through our episode history, I feel like if you know anything about track, you're going to find certain episodes that will appease to you. Like we try not to just keep it to one type of guest or anything, that we try to expand it. And I feel like so many podcasts, they're great at telling you what happened, kind of like we did earlier today, which is fine. But I love that we tell people's stories, and that we don't really worry all the time about who ran this time or that time, but like, what was your journey? What did it take to get to that point? And I think that's way more valuable to our listeners than rehashing certain things, which is fun, and I love doing it. But I think the fact that we give such a personal aspect and a personal touch to these people, and we let them tell their story however they want to tell it. So I think that's one thing that I'm definitely really, really proud of, is that we have such a vast catalog and we have something for everybody.
I think on that note, it's a perfect way to close it out, Dave. Thank you. Couldn't have said it better myself. That is a great way to end episode number 200. So thank you for watching wherever you're watching from: X, YouTube, Facebook, Kick, and Twitch. Smash the like button, subscribe, spread this word of mouth. And if you're listening to this later, make sure that you give us a like, a comment, all that good stuff. And if you have a memory or a favorite episode yourself, make sure you comment. Leave that for us. We would love to see it. We'd love to know any future guests you want us to have on. Suggest that as well. We'll give it our damnedest to go have them on.
I think there's only one way that we could take this show out, though.
Well, we got to do it that way, and we're going to do it, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye, y'all. It's not playing. Play. There we go.
It's Joe Compagni here.
I'm Morgan Mulhorn.
Dave Alfano here. Cole Crosby here.
Hey guys, it's Carl Torsha from Christian Brothers Academy.
This is Jennifer Comfort.
Jim Lambert from NJ Milesplit here.
Hey guys, congratulations from Mercer County, New Jersey on your 200th episode. Keep up the great work. Looking forward to 200 more.
Hey guys, congrats on 200 episodes. You guys are invaluable to the track and field and cross country community, and I'm just so honored to have been a part of even a couple of those episodes. Can't wait to see what you guys have in store next, and looking forward to seeing you get to 300.
And I'm here to wish one of my all-time favorite podcasts, Talking in Ovals, a big congrats on their 200th.
Congratulations on your 200th episode. That's awesome. This is
Hey, David and Alex. Such a great show you guys have, bringing in people from all aspects of our sport that we all love so much. Thank you for letting Gun Running be one of those episodes. Wish you guys many more.
I wanted to say congratulations on making it to 200 episodes. What you guys are doing is incredible. It's good for the sport. Keep up the great work.
200 episodes is a big deal. Now here's the challenge. 200 at least more. Congratulations, guys. You do an awesome job.
I wanted to take a second and congratulate you on your 200th episode. I love watching the show. I wish you 200 more incredibly successful episodes.
Big shout out to you guys on reaching your 200th episode of Talking in Ovals. Your passion, knowledge, and dedication to track and field and cross country have made the podcast a must listen to for athletes, coaches, and fans. Thanks for everything you do for our sport.
To Dave and Alex, thank you guys so much for what you guys do for the running community, not only in New Jersey, but really around the world with the people you guys interview and the figures you guys talk to on a regular basis.
But just wanted to say thanks so much, and congratulations again on a 200th episode.
Gentlemen, congratulations on 200 shows. That's amazing. Really appreciate all that you do for the running community.
One last thing, don't ever change those iconic 1980s video game graphics and soundtrack to open the show. They are straight fire. Bang! Congrats, boys.